What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a slightly late pre-patch podcast. We had some technical issues. We're gonna blame it on other countries, maybe Russia, maybe North Korea. I don't know, like bombing or sending like magnetic waves. My mouse died. Enigma's camera's fucking up. His Discord's all over the place. Yeah, it's just fucking wild times out here. So, but we're here. We're good. Episode 135. We made it. Yes, you didn't get fucked up.
I didn't get hit yet. Knock on wood.
And did you say electromagnetic or electro-enigmatic?
Electromagnetic. That's right. It's Tony's fault. Wow, chat already coming for Tony. That's Tony's chat, by the way. I'm just saying. I think they came from Tony's chat, so that's Tony's chat coming here firing off at Tony.
Fair enough. I'm the new guy here. I deserve this.
By the way, you guys are gonna get a little bit of the sexy time sin with the late night settings because I couldn't get my goddamn key light to work either. So it's just we're gonna go with it. So don't get too turned on. I'm just saying. And for the audio listeners, this is why you come and join us live at 10:30 ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube and Twitch, so you can see the sexiness that is myself. Tony, you can see a ugly ass picture of Enigma, and then you got Scruffy as well. What the hell? Wow.
So it's all up to your imagination now.
Oh man.
I found out that I was going to be able to use my camera, and the clothes just melted off.
Wait, I have an echo. Please don't tell me I have an echo. Why do I have an echo? No way. I have an echo? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay.
I don't know why I have an echo.
But that's
to chat. You guys have an echo? The fuck?
On Twitch, I hear it. Yeah, and on YouTube, yes, both.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well hold on. We'll fix it live. Give me 1 sec. I don't know. Is this gonna change anything? Hello? Can you guys say something real quick?
Yo, testing.
Echo.
You guys now have an echo still, chat?
Yeah. No echo.
No echo? Okay, cool. All right.
Ice.
Well, there we go.
All right.
I don't know.
Just
who knows?
To the list.
Again, technical issues. We're changing the title. This is the fucking technical issue cast. It would not be the pre-patch podcast if we did not have some type of fucking technical issue. But welcome in everybody. Again, we are live here on YouTube and on Twitch, and we got a lot of stuff to cover, from Black Ops to games getting canceled in record amount of times to Space Marines being the worst game apparently of all time. It's gonna be a great show. But before we dive into all of that, how's everybody's week been?
Busy.
Yeah, busy. A little busy
been
for
full.
me too.
It's been good.
Well. It's been good though. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I'd be better if my fucking internet could work.
Yeah, it's because you've been playing too much Space Marines, Bo. That's what the problem is.
True.
Probably. That's probably accurate.
Too much time playing Space Marines.
You,
I will say that right before the cast, right? Scruffy had to shower. Tony had to shower. Yep. I spilled chicken juice because I washed my chicken. If you're from Tony's chat, you know. I got chicken juice on me and had to fucking shower. But Enigma was playing fucking Space Marines all the way up, literally until the podcast. I saw it.
Wait, that's crazy.
Why you gotta be calling me out in 4K, bro?
He was late too. Me and Tony were the first ones here.
I know he was doing the fucking barge mission, motherfucker. I saw what you were doing. I'm assuming you and Solid were doing that mission because it said barge, both of you. So
called out.
Maybe. Fucking hell, bro.
I'm just saying. So anyway, well, no, it's great. Let's jump in. Let's actually talk about some video games. Talk about what we've been playing. And before we go in and talk about Space Marines, I know Tony, myself, and Scruffy. Well, actually, Scruffy, I don't think you actually got to play it. But we ended up playing some Black Ops.
I didn't get to play
6.
it, man.
That's not my fault. You got the fucking key. It ain't even my fault.
I appreciate you for getting me the key. I'm not even that mad because I only was going to play it for the cast, but I could not download it, man. I had no space on my computer. Well, the game is massive, man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, well then, Tony, you and I played Black Ops 6. So what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on the at least the beta?
So for me, the beta was interesting. As you can see here, I'm getting adjusted to the omnidirectional movement. It is really it's Call of Duty. Like I can't really go into detail as to this is just it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's the same thing. It's just they've coded it with new maps. They've given you the omnidirectional movement. Um, I I enjoy it for what it is. It's Call of Duty. That's as good as I can explain it. I was waiting for the Warzone. I thought Warzone was going to be implemented, but they
Nope.
just gave us just
Uh,
the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I didn't really have an issue. My problem only stinted like again. I'm not gonna we're not gonna have this discussion because you know how everybody gets with mouse and keyboard. But I feel this is all in here, all in my chest. I feel like mouse and keyboard players have an advantage when it comes to the
Are better?
omnidirectional movement.
You're
So
That's
crazy.
actually accurate.
Haven't
You're crazy.
I ain't
oh,
saying
did,
better.
wait,
Say
specifically
that-
for the
that-
Omni?
Yeah. So with this omnidirectional movement, if you notice, people can just do kind of whatever they want, especially with diving. I've seen multitudes of like just while I'm playing, like people diving through stuff and turning the camera so fast to be able to snap and shoot. It's fine. I don't really have an issue with that, but that is, that's an advantage for mouse and keyboard. It
You know,
is what it is.
There might be some sense to that because honestly, when playing on a controller, you do have to cross that middle threshold to go into your next input, whether it be left, right, up, or down, right? So
Right.
with the omnidirectional movement, you might be just a second behind mouse and keyboard who has that instant input.
Yeah.
So that you
Right.
might
You know-
you got some sense with that, yeah.
You know what it is, right?
Here
You,
it
you,
comes.
you know what it is?
Here it comes.
It's that we have more experience because we've been playing games like Max Payne for fucking years. You little shithead fucking console players, you're just barely getting into this, and you're like, oh my god, it's so bad.
So
So here's the,
hold on, wait. Before we jump topic, because I want to give my input on this omnidirectional stuff. First
for
off,
it.
Tony, could you have not given us a clip where you don't get your cheeks slapped and clapped by these fucking kids?
that is
Bro,
my
I've not
first
seen you
match.
get one
What do you
kill. All right, there we go. We got one kill. All right, congratulations.
He's
God damn.
over the age of 18, therefore he's not going to be able to. win
Yeah,
this game.
apparently I suck at this game, but I had fun. I had
Here-
fun.
here's the thing about
it's
the-
not about that. It's
Here's the thing about the
fun.
omnidirectional movement, though. Okay, so
Mhm.
I play on mouse and keyboard because, well, I have a pair. I'm a man. I'm not a little child. I don't need a controller. But I actually disagree. I think the omnidirectional movement is better suited during the dive for a controller because I can't do like whenever you want to dive, like this dude that just dove on screen. You can easily kind of give yourself trajectory with a controller with your stick based on where you want to dive. On a mouse and keyboard, like I can dive, and but first off, the keybind that they set for diving is terrible. I think it's like I want to
All
say it's
keybinds are-
like C or Alt or Control or something like that,
Yeah.
which is just not good. So I bound it to my mouse so that I could like still hit my mouse button and still hit either W, A, S, and D. But like I don't have all the different directions that you would on a controller. So like I think this is actually built more for a controller than it is for a mouse and keyboard. Now, when you do dive and you are going to aim, I 100% agree that I have the ability to flick a lot faster and in a lot different ways than what you would on a controller per se. But
Fair enough.
So you're
Okay,
you're
yeah.
sacrificing like on a mouse and keyboard, you're maybe faster, but you're sacrificing like your trajectory kind of. And then on controller, you have more control over it, obviously, but you just might not have that snap.
I just feel like
Kinda.
because omnidirectional movement is going to be such a big deal in this that like playing on a controller is
I
a
agree.
bigger an advantage than like the flick aiming thing.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, again, Tony, I think I only played a couple matches. I don't know how much you played.
I didn't play very much. I played
you
a couple
still-
of matches. It's the same thing right now for this game. In my general opinion, SMGs are the go-to right now. If most Call of Duties, it's always been the ARs, but right now, as far as I could see from just playing like a couple of matches, SMGs are really the way to go, especially with the sliding, the diving. You run faster, and just coming around a corner with an SMG compared to having an AR in hand. I've noticed most people, because the guns are limited right now and it's a beta, that everyone's using an SMG. So
Yeah, so when I played it, you can definitely it definitely feels like a Treyarch Call of Duty, right? Like there's a certain feel like whenever you hit somebody, or like the pop-ups, like the tag right there, like you can look at that, and if you've played Call of Duties for a long time, you know, like the Treyarch look versus like an Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer or whatever look. I actually feel like the TTK in this is actually not too bad. Like it actually feels pretty decent. Whereas
did.
in, again, and I may be referring it more to like Warzone. Warzone's TTK is sometimes just ridiculously stupid.
There's a bit more that goes into the Warzone
I mean,
TTK.
yeah,
but
but
I get what you mean.
Can
How was it compared to
can-
like Cold War? Because that's been like the biggest comparison. Everyone's like, oh, this is just Cold War 2.0.
Can
That's what I've
can I
seen
just
so
say
much.
something really quickly? It's going to be extremely controversial for people that enjoy these types of games, right? And it's in conjunction to what you just said, that like this feels like a Treyarch game. It looks like a Treyarch game, right? They all look the same. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This looks like this looks like the previous version. This looks like the
No.
version before that. This looks like the
No.
version before that.
no, that is
maybe the
that is
previous
controversial.
Treyarch title, but not the previous Infinity Ward title.
No,
by far.
bro.
No.
It looks like
Yeah.
it looks the exact same, bro.
No, if I had to, I have to disagree, Enigma, only because if I play Warzone right now, or for that matter, if I play Modern Warfare, the newest one right now, it looks, in my opinion, better than this. It looks better than Black Ops. It looked like the graphics have been dialed down, not immensely, but it does not look the same. Like the
So-
gunplay and the sounds sound even better in Modern Warfare compared to this, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like
you ain't gotta say it's your opinion, bro. You can be like, "Fuck you, Enigma. You're wrong." This is how I feel. But
No, I'm
uh,
not wrong.
here's the thing
In
that
my
is
opinion,
like
there you
is
go.
kind
There you-
is kind of always known about Call of Duty, right? I think that you're actually spot on, Tony, with the graphics, because Treyarch's Call of Duties have always been known as to be the kind of uglier Call of Duties, right? They're not the most graphically groundbreaking, where like I feel like Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward really push the graphics, where Treyarch really hits on like the way the game feels, and like
mechanics
the
and-
gunplay and stuff like that. Where
Definitely.
that's where I think this I do think this is a step up from the Modern Warfare versions. But I still like, it still has the problems that all the CODs have, right? Like, and I think at this point they are legitimately leaning into the fact that it's just like, hey, we already have cheaters. Like people are just rampantly cheating on the
they're cheating
fucking beta,
game already.
like
Yeah,
like left
they're
and right.
rapidly cheating.
And it's just at this point I'm like, are you guys like on? Do you guys feel like this is just like a meme for you? Like, are you happy and just being like, hey, this is gonna be part of the marketing? Look at these people fucking already cheating and breaking our game. You already have people that are finding ways to break the mechanics and physics of the diving. Like I watched a dude dive out of a window, and I swear to God, it looked like he was just spinning on a top, and he was
Like a
just
torpedo. Like
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
wild,
I've seen
man. It's crazy stuff. So once I saw that, I was like, I've aged out of Call of Duty. Like I have aged
Yeah.
out of this game.
Same, I said the
and-
same thing.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
And I
Like,
had so many people come about and ask me, they was like, yo, so how's the new Call of Duty? I was like, it's Call of Duty. There's
Yeah.
really nothing else I can say. Like I can't sit here and judge it on this whole, okay, well, it's different from this and blah blah. There's really, the only thing that this Black Ops 6 has going for it is that omnidirectional movement. They knew they needed
Yeah.
something for
Yeah.
it to be like, hey,
It's
let's paint it up as something different.
it's Call of Duty that finally caught up to current day gaming.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say current day. I feel like this is like
Well,
fucking
I
maybe like
should
10 years
say
ago.
it's Call of Duty that caught up to 2010 gaming, basically.
Yeah.
Just wanna see
So
if you did.
question is, did you get taken hostage? Like, did you have
Never,
someone-
never happened.
No?
Never happened to
Oh,
me.
dude,
No,
Dude,
no.
I did
I
not
didn't
get
allow
taken
that.
hostage, but like my son got taken hostage. He took hostage, and then my brother, if you guys know him in chat, Lerva, he took somebody hostage and also got taken hostage. And he said that what they did there was basically reinvented the toxicity of COD lobbies. because
They
this
did.
Oh,
these
yeah.
motherfuckers are like grabbing you just unlimited amount of ethnic slurs.
I seen bro
Ethnic
take somebody
slurs,
to the
backing you into
shower.
a corner,
Yeah,
talking
dude.
about I'm about to take it from
I'm
you.
like,
It's just a
oh
lot
my
going
God.
on, bro.
Fucking
It's a lot
nasty,
going
bro.
on. Yeah.
That's just tried and true Call of Duty. I think honestly that feature is hilarious. It will make some
It's
very
funny.
clip worthy moments. I'm not on the
Until it's
side of
not.
being I'm not on the side of being obviously like, you know, racist or offensive. Like just be fun with it, have like fun and
Dude, you're talking
be a
to the
little
COD
shit.
community. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I was
Right.
gonna say you're talking about the
Yeah.
COD communities.
I'm not
It's
saying
fun
I
until
know.
it's
I'm
not.
not saying I'm not saying that's not going to happen. I'm saying it's going to make good clips for the moments that people actually use it creatively, right? I
fair
think
enough.
yeah.
I think
it's
in-
at the end of the day, there's going to be so much toxicity from it. Yeah,
I
it's
think
bad.
in Warzone it will be hilarious. That's where I
For
think
sure.
you'll see that pop off,
Yes.
right? Where
Yes.
it would
Yes.
give you some of those Tim the Tap Man kind of clips that we saw whenever
Right.
Warzone had like the whole like proximity chat, right? And being able to talk to one another and stuff. So
That's gonna be
Yeah.
perfect holding somebody hostage while another team is pushing you. You don't want
Yeah.
to kill your friend. So
Right.
that's I can see that being a thing. But I'm gonna tell you now, if it ever happens to me, I'm turning the game off.
It's-
Leave the lobby. Yeah.
I'm
Just
not,
going
not
to.
playing
It's
anymore.
some
Yeah,
of the
I'm-
some of the stuff I literally, I have full transparency. I have a 16-year-old son and I have a 14-year-old son, right? And my 16-year-old son was the one that got taken hostage, and literally he said that all you hear is just somebody going, "You smell nice, son." I'm like, bro,
Oh,
turn off the game, bro. I was like, that's it,
Oh,
turn it off.
God.
Fucking, I don't know what the fuck's happening, bro. You're not safe on this game no more. Like, this is it. Like,
Bro.
this is just dangerous. Like, where's Chris
It is.
Hansen? I need to
It's-
catch a predator. Like, what the fuck is happening,
Yo,
bro?
That is crazy.
So it's wild out here. But I mean, I don't know. Like, look, and I don't know why this is asked, right? Of games like this. If you enjoy Call of Duty and are asking like, hey, is this good? Like it's like Tony says,
It's Call
it's
of
fucking
Duty.
Call of Duty. They're
It's
not
the
going to
same-
change
It's
that
the same
formula.
recipe as years past.
Right.
The only thing different is just kind of it's got a little bit of a different look.
I mean,
and feel because it's
yeah,
not, it's a Treyarch. That's it.
It's the thing of like, and also like people are like, should I buy this one? It's like, do you buy every single other fucking Call of Duty that comes out because you?
Then buy it.
I don't know. Then yeah, I guess go buy it, man. Like
Buy it,
it's
but fuck,
no
you're
different.
just feeding.
I mean, yeah,
you're just
but it's
feeding
the
to
same people that buy Madden every single fucking year. It's the
Yeah.
same people that buy FIFA every single fucking
and
year.
they always ask
Like-
and they always do it no matter what. I mean,
Yeah, so
So,
I don't know.
is what it
To
is.
me, like they didn't even like the lobby. Like this all still looks like dog shit. It's still the fucking UI is still terrible. Like I don't know, man. And on top of that, are you playing this on console or no? You played on PC.
I'm playing-
Right? Put PC.
I think it was PC. Yeah, it's PC.
Oh,
It's
I don't know.
PC.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The code you got was you could do anything.
Yeah, it's
so,
PC.
Here's the nutty thing about this too, and this is where I'm like, you guys need to do something different because you have to get into here. You have to load into fucking Modern Warfare 3. Then you unload out of Modern Warfare 3, and then you load into Black Ops. Then you load into the beta, and then you go out of the beta, and then you go back into Modern Warfare. And it's like, what the fuck,
That UI
man?
is fucking
It's
crazy.
terrible.
Dude. Like, I'm not. Yeah, it is really bad.
And I don't know why, like they're cramming so much stuff onto these launchers where I'm like, you need to separate Warzone and have Warzone be its own launcher, right? And its own thing and its own whatever else. And then you have your different CODs. Cause like trying to load up all of these different stuff on top of this is kind of nuts. So yeah, I don't know,
It
man.
makes too much sense.
Oh yeah, of course.
It makes too much sense. Why would
Yeah.
you do that?
well, I couldn't even install their like Call of Duty launcher. It was like 160 gigs. I don't even know. The game probably would have added another like 50 or something.
The beta is 208 gigs total.
So yeah, exactly. I had to install the launcher
And-
and then an additional like 50 or maybe the whole another 200. I don't know. I
And
just couldn't download it.
It's 3 maps. Like that's it. It's
That's-
3. Is it only 2 maps? It's this map that you're playing on now, which is like
They
the
that
just
penthouse.
recently
wrecked-
added another
that
map
wrecked
as
one.
well.
So
They
it
just
was
recently added
it was
a map.
2 maps, and then they
Wow.
added the third map. So it was 208 gigs with just 2 maps. Like what the fuck, man? I don't.
That's crazy.
I don't know. So,
I just don't get that. I never will because there's so many games that look as high fidelity, if not better, that are
It's-
less. Like
it's
way
got to be
less.
because you're loading up all the other garbage.
All
Well, the
their-
the
their-
worst part-
but even they don't even have all the garbage in this yet. Like
Well,
It-
and the worst part is that that's after they've like said that they
compressed it.
want to make it smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They
Dude,
did
that-
say that.
That clip, Tony, right there, if you die, and it was the most Call of Duty shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. The guy
seen
dived
him
around,
slide and
dived around the corner, slid, bunny hopped, and shot you.
and jump, bro. I'm
And
like,
I know Tony's just sitting there going, I don't fucking know what to do.
I don't want to
here,
play.
man.
Yeah,
And
I
at
don't
that
wanna
point,
play
Tony
this.
was
And
like,
in
I'm
my
over this
head, I was
shit.
just like, I don't want to play this shit anymore.
This
Like,
is
I was just getting
fucking-
upset.
Look at that. Look, it's fucking crazy, bro. It's Call of Duty, guys. It's fucking COD. Like, if you like COD, go play it. It's fucking COD. All right. Well, let's talk about the big boy game, the game that myself and Tony and Enigma have all put some time into. I've put a very little amount of time into because this game kicks the shit out of me. Because I decided to play on the fucking hardest difficulty, but we were talking about Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. Spoiler a little bit, because like obviously we're showing some, you know, this is the very, 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 very start of the game, correct, Enigma? This is like the
This is
tutorial,
this is
so-
the intro. This is literally
Yeah.
the tutorial.
Yeah, and this game's not
Um,
even out yet. It doesn't come out till the
it
9th.
doesn't come out to the 9th. We got early access to it, and we're able to play it and showcase it. So the footage you're seeing right now is of Enigma playing. And yeah, so Enigma, I know you've been waiting for this game, man. Like this is a game that you
Sure.
have been like chomping at the bit for since you saw it. So you've put in the most amount of time. What is your thoughts of Space Marine 2?
Yeah, so far, and hopefully I won't go robotic. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry about the audio quality tonight, guys. If I do go robotic, I'll try and stop talking and let it catch up. That seems to be the case. But yeah, Space Marine 2 has been something that I've been looking forward to since like it released. We first heard about it, I think like I want to say like 3 or 4 summer game fests ago, somewhere around there. And I've just been kind of waiting on it ever since then. We got early access into it yesterday, I think like yesterday at 10, if I remember correctly. And I've been trying to put as much time into it as I feasibly can, between also having, you know, a life and everything like that. So far I have gotten, I think 5 or 6 hours into it. I've done a little bit of the co-op. I've gotten through about 2, maybe 3 of the storyline sections of it. I'm not going to do any spoilers, obviously. Again, that we're not here to do that. It's fucking amazing, man. I can't gush about this game enough. I honestly think it's game of the year for me, at least. I know that you guys are probably gonna come at me with like, oh, Wukong's better. I haven't played Wukong yet. But to me, at least at this moment, this one takes the cake for me. Just the gameplay, the graphic fidelity, like the actual combat and everything like that. I know that you're saying that it kicked your ass, Sin, and it kicked my ass too. I was playing at the hardest difficulty as well. And I could not get through the tutorial. I literally could not get through the
So
tutorial.
that's a going consensus that the tutorial by itself, when you got to play by yourself on the hardest difficulty without help, it's
It's
almost like
miserable, man.
insane.
it's forcing you. It's forcing you to play with friends. At this point,
Like-
there's no getting around that. You have to
And
play.
You
with
want to talk about Souls-like games? I think that the tutorial of this on hard mode is the
Holy
ultimate Souls-like game.
Fuck me, man.
And Sin had mentioned that you can't even revert back to a
No,
different
once you
difficulty.
select it, you're stuck.
Once you select
It's
it,
in
you're
there.
kind of
You're-
stuck at it.
I love that.
It's
think
fucking
that is-
hilarious, dude.
That is awesome.
I actually had to restart because I was like, dude, I can't do this. I literally
Yeah.
can't do it. There's no way that I had to restart and go to the second to last difficulty, not the most, but the second to last. And that was a lot more manageable. Yeah, veteran was a lot more manageable.
Veteran is a lot more manageable than that last one. When I saw it, I was just like, this is bait. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that last difficulty is gonna fuck me. So I just like, you know what? I'm a veteran. I'm okay.
I kind of want to go back and try the max difficulty now that I kind of have a feel for like because that, like, I don't know about you guys, but like for me, the thing that fucked me over so hard was like I just couldn't get the controls down. Like the controls were just in such a weird location for me on
you're
mouse and
playing on
keyboard.
mouse and keyboard, of course.
Of
Okay,
course,
so
yeah. Yeah.
okay, so even with that being said, I'm not gonna give you shit. Hold on. I got something to say about that. The controls for me was weird on controller, and the only reason I say that is you know how on regular shooters or any game that's like this, anytime you press triangle or Y, depending on if you're playing Xbox or PlayStation, you change your weapon. This
Yeah.
game, however, you're changing your weapon with the D-pad. So I
Yeah.
found myself like constantly pressing Y and having the issue. Damn, bro, I can't press Y. Y is the damn ultimate of your whatever.
Your Fury mode, right?
Yeah,
Fury
your
mode, yeah.
Marine that you're playing with, your Fury mode or whatever. So I was just like, oh, this sucks. I don't like this. But after you get adjusted, it takes a
Yeah.
minute. And I think I'm loving this game more and more because there's a fucking parry system in this game. I
Yeah.
love that. I
Well,
love that.
that's what I was saying is like game of the year contender, especially when it comes up against
Yes.
like Wukong, right? People are gonna be like, well, they're two totally different games. One's a Souls like, one's like an over the shoulder shooter. No, this game is a Souls like in a lot of aspects with the parry system, the blocking system, the dodging systems, right? I'm not saying it's a complete Souls like game. Obviously,
Bro,
it's not a
Bill
Dark
is
Souls
fucking
game.
sending you ire through the internet right now. He's probably devastated.
But like again, if you play this on like some of the harder difficulties, it is fucking difficult trying to like dodge, trying to perfect parry some of these fuckers. Even
Yes.
the little guys are hard sometimes. It's like I find myself struggling just to parry and like dodge the little chaff, right? And
Mhm.
that seems like the most enjoyable thing to me is like just trying to master the parry system and the gameplay systems. Once I kind of wrapped my head around them and started to be like, okay, this isn't bad. I started to be able to play the game a little bit easier. But yeah, no, that max difficulty, I was just like, this is fucking I can't do this. This is there's no way. It did. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Some of the questions that we're getting in chat is: are we talking like Gears of War insane difficulty? Are we talking like hardcore? No,
We're talking
Celia,
Gears of
I
War
have
insane
I
difficulty.
have played every game that I possibly can get my hands on the hardest difficulty, and normally I can like figure out the learning curve, get around
Yeah.
it, and like feel competent enough to be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna bash my head in, right, a little bit, but I'm gonna get through this, right? Like not Gears of War, but like God of War is like they're fucking the new one, like they're or not Ragnarok, but the one before that, you know, its hardest difficulty was like it was known to be just like ungodly brutal.
Bash your head into it.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I felt comfortable playing that, right? This feels like I am literally having a chainsaw sword revved on my crotch nonstop going and it will not quit. And
It's pretty accurate,
it will
actually.
not run out of gas.
That's
Like
fair enough.
it's fucking tough.
But yeah, so I don't know what your guys' experience is with it so far. I don't know how far you've gotten into it. Like I said, I've gotten like 2 or 3 actual story missions into it, and I've played a little bit, a very small amount of co-op.
So
Whatever the
same.
co-op mode is.
The same thing. I played 3 missions, 3 campaign missions, and I played one mission of co-op, right? When you get to actually play other missions
Mhm.
with
Like
just random people.
yours was
One
forced
thing I
co-op,
will
right? No, didn't you
No,
like
it
get
wasn't
forced
forced.
into
It,
it? Oh,
it just
okay.
No.
allowed me to actually play the co-op of another mission of some soldiers that were doing
Yeah,
something.
Oh, okay.
so essentially what they have 2 different styles of co-op, right? You can play co-op when it comes down to like the actual game, like the game storyline, right? But the
Mhm.
only problem with that is that you're locked to the characters inside of the actual game.
The
So you're locked into
mhm.
Titus, you're locked into I can't remember the other
There's 2 other
Space Marines
characters. I
names.
forgot their names.
But
Yeah.
you're locked into them. With the other co-op mode, I can't remember the name of it. With that other co-op mode, you're playing you're still playing very select like other members, like other Space Marines, but you have more customization of those Space Marines. With the actual gameplay version of co-op, you don't have a ton of customization, right? With the other one, you have like full customization. You can go in there, build your kit out how you want it to be built. Full customization of your armor, full customization of perk points, which I think you also have in the main co-op as well, or in the main storyline as well. But the cool thing about that is like you're essentially playing a separate kill squad of Space Marines that are in the same area that Titus is in doing the
You're
main
playing like an
doing the main
offshoot,
mission.
like a side, like
You're
a
You're
playing an
playing a
offshoot, yeah.
secondary
That's kinda
team
cool.
that's doing a secondary objective on the same map that Titus is doing while he's doing the main mission
That's kind of
main
cool.
mission storyline stuff. So
That's dope.
I found that kind of cool. So it's one of those situations of like you're gonna miss a little bit when it comes down to like the main storyline and everything like that. You're gonna miss some like interactions if you don't play the storyline. But
Mhm.
I don't think it's that like severe. You're still
So
gonna get the basic gist of the storyline if you play that other co-op mode essentially. So
So depending on how you play the game is at least it does a good job of warning you, hey, listen,
it does.
if you play
Yeah.
this multiplayer or you play this other game mode, you might warning spoilers. They put it in big letters to tell you,
Yeah.
hey, if you play these other things, you might ruin the story for you. So me personally recommend get with some of your friends, especially if you're going to play on the highest difficulty, get with some of your friends, run through the story, the campaign first, and then choose to do all of the side things. I have yet, however, I don't know about Enigma. Have you played the PvP yet?
I haven't played the PvP yet. No,
I
not yet.
haven't touched the PvP as well. I don't know how the PvP is really going to work, just due to the fact of there's no cover
it's just
system. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's just Space Marines versus Space Marines. It's just an all out brawl essentially. So
Gotcha.
I wonder if
see,
it plays
it's
into
like the
like
first one.
Gears.
I tried to
It
get
seems
to
like
I
it
tried to
would.
get through the fucking tutorial fast enough so I could get to the PvP because I knew that
Of
none of you
course you
guys were
did.
gonna play it. And so I was like, yeah. So I was like, all right, screw it, I'll go play it. Because I mean, I care about the story, but I don't care enough about it to be like, hey, it's gonna ruin some
Yeah,
of my
we know.
experience. Like, look, I like stories. The Wukong story is fucking amazing. And I'm not gonna
Really
say
is.
this story is
This-
not good. Hold
Yeah.
on, Enigma.
This-
Goddamn, I'm not saying it's fucking
I
bad.
was about to say,
I'm just saying that I'm not like if I can go and ruin someone's day in PvP and I'm gonna screw up with my story, I'm okay with that. I
but
couldn't even fucking
would you
get through
do
the
that
goddamn
if
difficulty.
Wukong had PvP? Would you say that if Wukong had
absolutely.
PvP?
If in fact, Wukong should add fucking invasion mode and let me go fuck people up. Like I am completely
should,
okay
though.
with that.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But-
the storyline so far from what I've seen is gonna be amazing. Just
Pretty-
the 2 or 3 storyline missions that I've done so far, I've caught myself just like looking off in the distance at like stuff going on in the distance because they do a really good job with like skyboxes and everything like that. There's one mission I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's one section of a mission where you're overlooking like like an expanse outside of this military base, right? And you've got to shoot these missiles out there, and you can watch like all the swarms of Terminids coming in at you as the bombs are coming down, and it's a fucking it's gorgeous. It's amazing.
really
I love
nice.
it.
The graphics are good. The gameplay is good. This is my first ever, and this is the thing. Enigma's played a lot of Warhammer, Space Marines, or just Warhammer games. This legitimately is like my first ever Warhammer game, and I'm interested in the story to a maximum just because I don't know what is going on. I'm confused. Like I'm just like, all right, cool, but
shit ton of lore.
there's a lot going on. There's
I'm-
lore. I'm really interested. It's like a mix between Gears of War, World War Z with they're called Terminus, right?
Tyranids.
Yeah, with the
Tyranids, yeah.
Tyranids. Like there's so many aspects to this game. A parry system. They've done a lot, and I'm really excited about this. Like this is a day one buy for at least me, just due to the fact that I enjoyed it just from start to finish. And I'm gonna go back and play more of the early access. Even when I thought like they were done, like showing me different things, when you get into the multiplayer system, there's different Marines to play with. You got a sniper, you got a Bastion, you got a heavy gunner, you got a Vanguard, there's different classes. I just thought it was just they're giving you a sword and some guns, and hey, fuck shit up. But that's not it. There's different things to actually do. So I'm interested, and the customization is fucking crazy. Like this, there was a lot of customization that I wasn't expecting to be in the game. Like you can really make your Marine your own.
A lot of that comes from the fact that like Warhammer, before it was a video game, obviously it has its books and it's got, there's a shit ton of lore, right? But it's a tabletop game. Like Warhammer is a tabletop, where you get minis, you paint them, like it's all about the customization, making them, your own, making your own army.
You talk about like a fan, like knowing about the Warhammer universe. I don't know shit in comparison to my buddy Solid. Solid does Warhammer, like he paints the minis. He goes on a weekly basis and does like the actual like battles at his local game shop.
Hmm.
Kind of sick.
Wow,
that
dedication.
man has
dedicated,
spent
yeah.
the last like 2 years. The one year, I think it was like a year ago, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop playing video games and I'm just gonna dedicate like 900% of my time to painting minis and doing Warhammer.
Yeah,
So-
I really do want to pick this up though. I mean, from a standpoint of not playing and just like looking at it visually, this game looks stunning. Like from just the way you operate as the what are they called, Titans or
No, they're Space Marines.
space or
Space
space,
It's
Marines?
literally-
Oh, you
literally
said
in the
Titus
title.
before. Sorry,
Titus is the
I
name
heard
of the Space Marines.
Titus. Okay. So I obviously I don't have any knowledge of Space Marines either.
You're good, man.
But no, it looks sick. Like the whole power aspect they give you of being this just absolute Hulk of a being is sick. Especially when it comes to, I love that that like side angle like gun finisher move. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, there that is
Yep.
that
Really
is so
good, man.
cool, cinematic. The executions, man. I want to
That's
play this game
that's
just
the
for
entire
that.
game. Like that's the
Dude.
entire game, man. Like they
Yeah, that's
literally
sick.
I don't actually like it when they do those kinds of things in a lot of games when they have like cinematic like finishing moves because it pulls
throws
me out
off.
of the immersion.
Yes,
But in this one,
this-
they do an actually really good job of it. Like I
They
feel
do.
like
Yeah.
it's meaty enough that I'm like, yeah, I could 100% see
Yeah.
a fucking
It's like
Space
on a
Marine just
level of,
grabbing
like-
one of these guys by a tail and slamming him into the fucking.
How
like
about
I even
how about
thought in the new
music?
Dooms like were kind of did the same thing where it kind of took me out of things, you know, like
See-
that, out of the combat. But this does it so flawlessly where even if you're in the middle of it, you get right back to it right after.
And see,
Like,
that's what
yeah.
I thought. I thought this game
Yeah.
reminded me a lot of Doom, like with the
the
fact that
gore
especially
and
the
the
executions. The
Executions.
executions was just like the chef's kiss. But what really did this for me with just playing, and then the score of music while you're playing as well,
Yep.
like the music that
killer.
goes off while you're playing. Oh yeah, it's so fucking good.
Nice.
Like well, as I'm playing, I'm
That's-
just sitting there and I'm listening, and I'm just like, yo, this is
That's what I'm saying, man.
This is
Like
impressive.
this for me is my game of the year already, and I don't see that changing. I mean, obviously, I could pick up, Wukong and change my mind. I might just do that, but
Yeah.
like so far, this right here, this is my
I
style.
get it.
Like this is
Why
the game that I play.
is
Wukong is not a
nobody
game that I would really play.
Fighting for Kill the Justice League as Game of the Year. What the fuck,
My
man?
God.
Right? God damn it!
I see. I can't speak to the fucking changing of the colors. I can't speak to the customization or the different class. I before the podcast, I literally just got done with the fucking training mission, so I don't get to experience the
Yeah,
music.
no,
I don't get
they've
none of
got
that
like
shit.
all
Like-
all the customization. A lot of the customization is locked behind like actually having to play the game and unlock it. But there's no, as far as I've seen at least right now, there's no microtransactions. I don't think they have any microtransactions other than the DLCs that you can buy, whatever the DLC armors that you can unlock, right?
Yeah, there's
Um,
DLC
but-
armors. I saw those.
But all of the factions, like all the colors and all the armors that you can unlock, that's all factions of Space Marines. So if you're somebody like Solid that has like a favorite faction of Space Marine, like the Reapers, or I think there was one that was called like the. I was watching Burt Black play the other night, and he was like, "I want my damn space sharks," and I was like, "What the fuck is a space shark?"
Space
There's a faction of Space Marine that are called space sharks. I can't remember the name of them. It's like the scientific name for a specific type of shark, but they are actually, they have a shark on their pauldrons, and they're colored like a great white. Like they have the white belly with the like really light blue. So
Actually-
if you're
actually
if
have
you're a
that already.
fan of that kind of stuff, yeah, if you're a
Mhm.
fan of that kind of stuff and you have like a favorite faction, it's probably in the game. You can probably make your Space Marine look exactly like the faction that you personally play. So
I mean,
awesome.
they
that's
knew what
huge.
they were going for when they made this game. Like they knew the audience that they were targeting. They knew what they wanted,
Oh, yeah.
right? They wanted it to be
Well-
visceral. They wanted gore. They wanted you to feel like, I know, Tony, when I was watching you stream, one of the things that you were talking about was like, you're this big, massive, fucking Hulk of a Marine, right? You got these,
Mhm.
and then realizing the size comparison when, you're looking at another human who is, you're towering over, but you like, they do a very good job of making your movement feel heavy, but not to the point where it's clunky. You don't feel
And now
like
that
everything
was the
feels
main question.
like everything feels very deliberate. It feels like,
Mhm.
again, you are this super soldier in this, hulking gear and trying to just kind of will your way through all of this shit. And it feels
So
very fluid.
So when watching Enigma right now, what he's doing, this horde, this reminded me of World War Z.
Dude.
Like just
Yeah,
having so
it
many,
does,
and
yeah.
at first I
Yeah.
was like, are they can I shoot them? And then as
And
they
wait,
get
these
closer,
are
I was
all
like,
real?
holy,
Yeah.
these are
These are
all
all real coming
real
out, yeah.
enemies, bro, and they're
You'll
assaulting
see me start
you.
shooting at him here in a minute.
That's big. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
and
it
they
right now.
they
That's
come up the
big.
walls. They come up the walls like the World War Z zombies, and you throw grenades to keep them off the walls and bust them down. It's so good. But what was the question for a lot of people during stream? It was, hey, that's a big character. Is it clunky? Do you feel? I was like, bro, the controls are fluid. Like you are
I
very
think
fluid when you're moving
I
about, in my opinion.
yeah. I was about to say I think you feel clunky enough to like Sin said, you feel clunky enough for it to be believable that you're this
Right.
giant fucking 10 and a half
Right.
foot, 12-foot fucker in like 3,000 pounds of armor, right? That's what Space Marines are. They're like
Mhm.
10 and a half, probably even larger in like tons of armor. That's
But from a
Mhm.
game aspect, you're still, feeling able,
But
like
yeah.
you're
You
able to
don't
move
feel that,
around
no.
and not
Yeah.
not as held down. Yeah.
And I actually think that part of this is going to turn some people off because or it's going to be a little bit of a culture shock when you do play it, because like you have a like a dodge mechanic, right? And all that. But here's the thing, like coming from games like Black Myth Wukong or God of War or any of these other inner Souls like style game, you're expecting like your dodge is gonna be like a fucking iframe roll or like
Yeah.
a big like you're gonna
Mhm.
like really get
Mhm.
out the way. And it took me a moment to be like, because at first I was like, I fucking hate this dodge. It's not fucking what I want. But then I had to like take a step back and be like, hold on one second. I am this guy in a 3,000-pound suit of armor.
What do
I'm
you
not just gonna be
expect?
fucking rolling
Yeah.
around like crazy.
For sure.
That'd
So
be silly. Yeah.
you kind of have to equate it to like a fat roll in Elden Ring or Dark Souls, as that like that is what that dodge mechanic is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I'm excited for the PvP. I'm excited for all of it. But I'm definitely excited for the PvP. I enjoyed the first
I'm actually
PvP.
this is probably one of the first games that I'll probably join you for PvP, because I enjoyed Space Marines PvP the little bit that I was able to play for the first one. So
Yeah. No, it was I mean, it was fun. It was good. And Tony, so just so you kind of have an idea of how like expansive this universe is, right? So you remember that game that you played with, or like you picked up, was that kart racer or that kart like Twisted Metal style game that Enigma was talking about a few episodes back? Okay,
Mhm.
that's in the
Speed
Warhammer
Freaks.
universe. Yeah, Speed Freaks. That's in
Yeah.
the Warhammer universe, but that is in the Warhammer.
that's in this universe.
Oh, is it in
40K?
40K? It's in 40K.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's in 40K, right? But then you have you have a fantasy style Warhammer, which is in a completely different version. Then you have like again 40K. There's also, if you just go into Steam right now and type in Warhammer, you're gonna get a fucking laundry list of different games
Yes,
that
I
all
saw.
are fucking, for the most part, really good. Like they have a mechanic that they want to hit on. And they do really, really well. Like if you like XCOM, there is the Storm Brigade, I think is the name of that one. If you like Diablo style, there's Inquisitor. If you want Space Marine, there's this, like more gears. I mean, there's
Or Vermintide.
Yeah,
or
Vermintide.
Darktide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they
Just
do
not
a,
the verses.
don't do verses yet, but they do a very good
Yeah,
job.
don't do
And
verses.
there's a lot here. So again, obviously we've just scratched the surface of the game. We haven't gone super deep with it. But we'll I'm sure be talking about this next week, as well as we do get into like the PvP mode and things
Bro,
of that
this
nature.
this first boss as well. This was amazing. I fucking love this. Like the arena of just being like dropping down and having to fucking take on just these little tiny dudes, and then all of them jumping over that fucking opening, and then the big guy in the corner when he finally spawns. I was just like, this is fucking dope.
Please, just for my own sanity and manhood, tell me that this difficulty that you're playing on right now is the veteran difficulty and not the angelic Angel of Death mode.
No, this is veteran. Yeah, this
Okay, because I was about to be like, bro,
is,
you made me look
Yeah.
like I was a fucking bitch.
no, yeah, no.
So-
Veteran was 100% more manageable than the Angel of Death. I was
Yes.
having a little bit of issues with the boss and like that, but I think that was mostly just due to dodging. In the secondary one, the biggest problem that I had was just like getting ganged up on, like having too much shit around me, and then having like the two of these guys. You see, I struggle with this right here because I've got two of them on me, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to bring to people's attention. I don't know if you had this issue, Enigma. When we play multiplayer, the parry system is really weird sometimes. When I
I
was
think it's due to latency. I think
Yeah,
they're having a
the
little bit of a
latency
latency
problem.
issue.
Mhm.
We've been myself and Solid have been having issues all day with like, and granted that might be my connection. Obviously, we've been having connection issues all night tonight. But we've been having
Mhm.
issues with like him dropping from co-op lobbies. I've had a lot of issues with like interacting with things. Like whenever you have to go up
Mm.
to like a fucking interaction point, like opening a door, I'll sit there and I'll be like spamming E and I can't fucking hit it. Like so
So-
Gotcha. Yeah.
Let me this game does do something that I absolutely fucking hate, and specifically with this fight. And I'm actually interested to get your guys' opinion on it. This is this is I mean, it's a tutorial. This is the very beginning. It's a tutorial. If you don't want to hear this one, it's not a spoiler, but like if you don't want to hear this one small thing, mute for like literally 5 seconds and then come back. So I'm gonna count it down: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mute. This game forces you to die, like in this, and I hate that. Like, are you able to beat this boss? I'm assuming no, right?
A lot of games
it-
do
No.
that.
So
Not a lot, but
again, I don't want to go too deeply into detail about it, but it's a story reason why you die.
No,
You
I
have
know.
to die
Yeah,
to
yeah.
move into the next portion of the game. So
Yes.
Yeah. I hate when games do that. Like I don't like being forced to die. Like
it would be cool. It would be cool if it was more like Dark Souls, where like even the tutorial boss you're able to beat if you can do it.
Mhm. If you
Um,
can
Right,
do it, yeah.
but
that
for
would've been nice.
But that would
story
just
reasons
that would just
alone,
completely fuck the story.
Yeah, right.
and which once this happens, we're
That's
about to
pretty
I'm gonna go ahead
brutal.
and cut the video because I don't want to go any farther than what is
Yeah.
shown there. But yeah, I mean, look, like the game, I definitely think it has contender to be game of the year for sure.
It does.
You know, will it win game of the year? I don't know.
It's gonna be
It's-
a good
I
game of the
imagine
year. There's a lot of
Wukong-
contenders, man.
I
Wukong has
imagine
been
Wukong
doing
is gonna
too
win.
Yeah.
well. It has been doing
But,
too well. On so yeah.
Probably
For
not as
me
projected,
personally,
yeah.
when we do our game of the year, this will win my game.
This
of the
this
year.
is standing there for
Fair
you.
enough.
But again, that's just because I haven't played Wukong yet. So like, if
Yeah.
I might change my mind if I ever get a hold of Wukong and I play it and I enjoy it, which I probably would. But I mean,
I
Yeah,
think you
so
would enjoy.
far,
I think
this
you'd
is my
enjoy
game of the year.
Wukong more than you would enjoy something like Elden Ring or whatever, because it's more along the
Probably.
lines of God of War than it is. I mean, yes,
Yes.
it's got some Souls-like elements to it, but it is very more
yeah,
God of War than it is, Dark Souls
For sure,
or
yeah.
Elden Ring. This game, I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that I think the clunkiness of the character model of like what they're supposed to be is going to turn some people off, right? I think that the shooting is probably going to turn some people off. And
It's
I
very
think
possible.
I think that the controls are going to turn people off because it's like
the controls turned me off when I first started playing. It took a lot of getting used to, so I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah,
yeah. I also would say that forcing you to load Epic game launcher or whatever.
I didn't want to bring it up.
that.
I
is,
didn't want to bring it up, but that
You have
pissed me
to-
off.
It's on Steam,
I
but
thought
you have
that
to load Epic.
yeah.
It-
You have
well,
to, no, you
I
have
didn't
to.
load
So
it, but it installed
it forces you to download Epic's architecture, like their multiplayer architecture,
Mhm.
which made no fucking sense to me because I'm like, this is
That is
ridiculous. I'm playing on Steam. Why do I
crazy.
have to have Epic architecture?
I think it's because
But
it goes through pros or PROS, which Scruffy, if you remember, that is the same multiplayer back-end system that Dead Island or Dead
Islands,
Rising
Yeah.
Tiny
the new,
Tina's used it
the new
too,
one Dead Rising
if I
used.
remember correctly, didn't they?
So I don't know if they use pros, but I do know, like I said, I know for a fact that is the one that, because I had to load into
So
that to get some of the
that's-
special stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. That's owned by Epic.
I guess
But-
I don't know,
Must
but I'm
be.
assuming.
But
Yeah.
you don't. It doesn't force
doesn't-
you
yeah.
to sign up for a pros account. It just forces you to download their architecture for it. Which
Gotcha. And I think you're right.
pisses
I think
me
Tiny
off,
Tina's
but-
too. Yeah.
yeah.
But,
Well,
as long as they didn't make me fucking download the Epic Game Store.
You,
That's all I get.
you guys sold me. I really want to get in this one, so I did just pre-purchase the standard edition. So I'll be there on the 9th.
hey, there you go.
Jamming
Broke
this
boy.
with
Broke boy
y'all.
can't
We'll
join
be
us
there,
today.
brother.
He's gonna join
Yeah.
on the night.
Yeah, I gotta wait. All right, guys. So I gotta.
It's fine. Well, I mean, the only 3 people can play at a time, so I mean, it's at least
There
on
you
the.
go,
I don't
yeah.
know about the PvP. PvP may be more than that, but I know the.
I definitely
PvP
wanna
is,
hop into
I
PvP.
believe, I believe
3v3?
PvP is 3v3. It might be
Yeah.
5v5. I'm not entirely sure though. Solid.
I
Do you
I
remember?
think the original was 5.
Solid. Do you remember what it was? If you're hearing me in chat, he should know. He'll
Okay.
know.
Well, here let's talk about this because this is good now moving into the new section. Because shocker, I'm just gonna let you guys know, like, it's crazy, right? I get shit on because I play so many fucking games, and guess what? I've only been playing World of Warcraft. Which, by the way, Tony, chat told me, chat. I was in the chat with it when it said, "When are you joining me on World of Warcraft, man? Like, I need somebody to play with."
Don't do it. Don't.
Tony, shut up,
Don't do
Enigma.
it.
Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you a
Tony,
damn thing.
Tony,
don't do it.
Tony.
Resist.
Listen, I will
Listen,
mute. Look, I will
you
mute them.
didn't-
Hold
you
on.
didn't
No,
listen to me last
hold on.
week
Hold on.
when I
hold on.
fucking
You can mute us, but Tony will say.
Okay, I'm
I
muting
didn't,
them.
I didn't
You-
buy Star Wars. I didn't buy Star Wars, to be fair. But I need to hear Enigma because he be spitting some. He's the godfather of knowledge.
spitting,
sometimes.
you
Hold
be
on,
spitting.
hold on.
You know, guy,
So he be
okay,
spitting.
Jesus.
He be
Wow.
spitting
Oh,
sometimes.
shit.
He's spitting
You-
sometimes. Hold on. Now,
You
tell me
just
what you guys-
blew Enigma's ego so high up right now.
That's why he
You don't
can't
even know
fucking
what
have
you
internet
just
right
did,
now. It won't
okay?
fit in his
Oh
fucking
my
house.
God.
Oh,
fucked
my-
I'm listening, Enigma. What are you trying to? What you trying to put down? Let me-
Just
holla,
don't do
holla.
it.
Don't do it.
Just listen to
On,
me.
bro.
Just listen to me, Tony. Don't do it.
Enigma joined me on Season of Discovery, so don't let him sit there and like act like he never played fucking WoW.
God, I
with me.
fucking hated it.
You did
Oh,
not. You
shit.
fucking loved it. Anyway,
I begrudgingly went back to it because
all
you
I've
were
been
like,
playing
"Please."
is Black Myth
Begged
Wukong and
you,
World of
bro.
Warcraft. So I don't have any new
Man.
games to talk about really this week. So we're gonna jump
Hey,
right
so
into
we'll
the
end
news.
on time tonight.
But by
That's
the way,
funny.
Warhammer 40k or Warhammer Space Marine 2 is 6v6.
Yeah,
PvP,
that's
it looks like.
what I thought.
66. Let's go.
Nice.
Yep. So we are going to be moving into the news section. But right before we do that, I do want to make sure that it is very well known that each and every single member of this show does put a lot of game time into the games that we talk about and or say that we know a lot about, whether that may be a Dota or it could be things like Destiny or World of Warcraft or Dota. Or other games
Petty.
like Dota, who may have 1,000+ hours in Dota. So I just want to
You're
make
talking
sure
about
that you know,
Enigma having a lot of
it's-
hours. in
yes,
Dota?
you're
yes,
talking
definitely.
about me,
It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
not
yeah.
me, S1N3N on Steam, who may have 1,000+ hours on Dota.
That's
So yeah,
going to
if
be,
if you
quite
know,
awesome.
you know. But let's let's talk about Warhammer 40K in the news section.
I was
And
gonna say,
it's-
wait, we just were.
and it's getting some great things. It's also getting some flack from a kind of a known site. So this article comes from us from PC Games but Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 rejects Denuvo and DRM with a simple no. And if you've been around the podcast for a long time, you pretty well know that a majority, if not all of us, can't fucking stand Denuvo. So Enigma, I know again, thoughts here on this one.
I mean, it shouldn't just be us. Like, if you're
Yeah.
a gamer and you like enjoy playing games that aren't bogged down by bullshit, you should too not enjoy DRM and or Denuvo, especially Denuvo. DRM, not so much. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's not. But Denuvo is terrible. If you've ever played like an Ubisoft game that you've been like, man, I can't run this, and I have like a decent PC, it's probably because Denuvo is fucking with your PC in the background. It's
Yeah, what was-
probably
what
because
was it, two?
Denuvo.
Worlds, Monster Hunter Worlds also got hit, wasn't it?
Yes, it uses
Possibly,
Denuvo.
I can't
believe-
remember. I believe
Monster
it
Hunter
does,
Worlds
but
did
I
use
can't remember.
Denuvo. It does.
Yep.
All the Monster
Yeah.
Hunter games,
So-
Denuvo,
Yep.
Rise, they all. They've
The
all
one-
done
the
that.
one
Probably in
that-
general.
The one that killed me the most was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I believe. Whichever one is the one that they're in Egypt. I can't remember if that's Odyssey or Origin.
That is Origins, I believe.
Okay. So that one pissed me off because they didn't have Denuvo in the early access version of it, right? And then once it released, they were like, adding Denuvo in, baby, and my fucking like me being able to run the game, I went from being like smooth 60 frames a second to barely hitting 30. So,
Yeah, I don't even know why
yeah,
Denuvo
it's very-
is still a thing. Like, there's so many just weird
better alternatives
issues.
and-
Yeah, and other alternatives. Like, obviously, it is an
Yeah.
anti-cheat system.
it's
You know,
Yeah.
it Denuvo does a lot. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it doesn't, but I don't know why developers look so heavily into Denuvo, because it is very resource intensive. And it causes more problems for the masses than what I think it actually helps. So
Yeah.
it doesn't shock me, because I didn't know that, and I don't know why it slipped my mind. This was actually made by Saber Interactive, which is actually funny or interesting, because Saber Interactive just went on their own. Like, they were
Yep.
under an umbrella, and
they
so
were under who were they under? Were they under
I keep wanting to say Bohemian, but Bohemian Interactive, but I don't think
No.
so.
I don't think they were. What's that big one that was just buying up a shit ton of companies a while back? I can't remember that. It's the Eastern company. I can't remember the name of it. And now,
Not
but yeah,
Tencent.
they
No,
no, it
it,
wasn't.
Tencent.
Tencent.
it wasn't
just
Tencent.
they just brought it on their own, which is crazy.
Embracer, Embracer Group.
Embracer. That was
Mhm.
it. Yep.
They were
So
the
they
ones
just
that
were
wanted
they
to
just
go.
barely got kicked out, basically left from Embracer. I don't remember if they got sold off or if they finally just bought their own shit. I can't remember. We talked about it a while ago. But yeah, they they came out in their frequently asked questions. They did a big FAQ, and somebody was like, "Does the game use DRM software like Denuvo?" And Saber was just like, "No."
That's awesome.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, I bet Embracer is loving that right now with the success that Space Marine is gonna have.
And it just shows, man.
So okay, question for you. Actually, I forgot to mention this in the game section, and I will mention it here because it's a good segue into why this game is getting low scores, at least from PC game. What was it? PC Network, PC Game. Who was the one that
PC
gave it?
gamer.
PC
PC
gamer.
PC gamer. Yeah.
But this game does not support fucking ultra wide. Like, why
Yeah.
the fuck do we have games in 2024 that don't support ultra wide? It's so
Yeah.
dumb. I hate
There's
having
not
black
that
bars.
many people have
I was gonna
ultra
say,
wide.
It doesn't
it's-
matter.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely should be supported.
It should.
It's
I agree with
definitely
you.
just probably not like priority at this point. Still,
Just
because
there
it's-
is
still
It's on the
minority
roadmap,
people
by what
have.
there is good
yeah.
stuff on the horizon though. It is getting like Solid is saying, it is getting
that-
outright support. in
Why
September.
not just, I mean, that cannot
Yeah.
be that difficult to fucking put in. And here's my thing, especially in a game like this, like when we're talking about a game that is, as you
Very
know, that has these like,
Cinematic and
cinematic
Yeah.
fucking grandscapes, like, God, like, let me have the full fucking thing. When I sat there and saw that little
Yeah.
ball, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck?
I
Like,
mean, I'm equally complaining about the fact that it doesn't have a field of view slider. So I
Ooh,
feel like
yeah.
it's way too close in on the
at
character.
least
a
it's
lot of the
third
time, so.
person, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no.
It is, yeah.
For
It-
field of view
It
is like a
reminded
necessity
me
for me.
of Gears, how close the
It
the
does.
back
Yeah,
end,
100%.
the back end
reminds me
is
of
on,
Gears.
on his back. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Like if you're not comfortable with it, I can see where the gripe is coming from.
I wonder if that's
but-
also like just because they wanted it to be more cinematic and close up. It could. I wonder,
Right,
or
that-
maybe
that's
they
fine,
just haven't
but
implemented it
give
yet.
me
I don't know.
the fucking 2 extra bars on the left and right. Like, I don't. I mean, I could mod it in, but then if I
Oh.
get modded, I could
Well,
get.
at
I
least-
have a chance of getting banned because it's
Yeah,
a
at
mod.
least it's on the roadmap. Hopefully, it comes
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Yeah. So awesome, but like, okay, we're rating the game high, right? But PC games or PC gamers is not. In fact, they rated Golem above this.
Crazy.
Like,
4
Yeah,
points
that's
more.
crazy as
4
hell.
points more than Golem. The worst, one of the worst games that released. This year.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you guys
I
have?
saw
Can you
it.
guys have the rate? Or actually, that article? Can you guys put that article in the notes and I'll put it up on.
It's
on
it's
stream.
it's not an article. It's literally just the it was
Yeah.
just a screen cap.
Oh,
I
you
can-
just
I can-
pulled
You
I
just
can-
pulled, you
you
just
want
pulled the
those screen
metrics,
caps?
right?
Yeah, if you guys can just give me
no,
the metrics,
I went
that'd
to
be great.
their I went to their actually it's not the
Yeah.
metrics. It's on their actual website.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's
somebody
what I meant, yeah.
put it in the notes, and I'll bring it up.
Here, I'll see if
but,
I can get the stuff up in the top.
I mean, like, this is kind of nuts that they are rating this shit below fucking Gollum. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that
mean,
doesn't make any sense.
like Gollum is
So that top one is the one for
here. I need this is
Outlaws, and the other one is the Golems rating from them.
that one at top is making me download. Can you give me a link like you gave me the twing or whatever the hell that is? That link works. Anyway, I
maybe.
know this is riveting content, guys, as we pull it up, but I just want to show you like at what we're talking about here, right? So Gollum, what the fuck? Can I really not make this like smaller? Okay, it's fine. I'll just
It's a
do this.
shitty game.
Gollum is a shitty game. Gollum got a 64. Like you got to trust me that this says right down here, Lords of the Ring Gollum review. Like you know, the way that our cameras are set up, like it cuts it off, but it gave it a 64. What did it give?
A 60.
It gave it a 60.
A 60.
They gave it
Bro.
a 60.
That's
They
wild.
gave it a
That
legit
is-
60.
And they
Fucking
gave Star Wars
crazy.
Outlaws 73.
Yeah.
See, this is where I can't trust. I can't trust people like game. Just absolutely not. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna just sit here and say that Star Wars is the most horrible game. But when you give it a 73 and give Warhammer a 60, you have to be questioned now. Like that absolutely makes no sense.
Wait, you're
at all.
questioning it off of that, but you're not questioning it off of the Golem?
The Golem
I'm
is
more upset
bad
about the
too.
Golem,
No.
bro.
I mean, I'm upset about the Golem, but still, for you to put Warhammer that low and then put Star Wars that high, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, it's just really weird to me. Yeah.
So have you played any more of Star Wars, by the way? Outlaws?
I've been dabbling since it was free, you know, Ubisoft being nice. But you know, at the same time, it's just like I'm gonna finish it because I was interested in the story. But as far as to say, hey, you should go out and buy this game for $70, absolutely not.
So-
No.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
the same thing that I said in in Tony's chat. Okay. Playing and finishing Star Wars Outlaw is like marrying a chick thinking
No.
you gonna fix her and and knowing you're gonna get a fucking divorce,
No.
bro. You're not. It is
No.
like knowing you are gonna get
No.
divorced. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No.
You're like, I
No.
can make it
That
better.
game-
I promise to God, it gets better. No, the fuck it doesn't. That bitch is gonna cheat on you. She's gonna go out there and find other men. She's gonna go and she's gonna have side pieces. Bro, that game
I
is
believe.
garbage.
I believe
That you can believe all you want, but you're gonna get cheated on.
It
You're
is
gonna end
not-
up in
it is-
heartbreak and despair.
It is not that bad. Like, it is not a horrible game where it's just like unplayable. Oh, it's a mess. It's dog shit. It's not. It's just not worth $70. I would pay 30 or 40 bucks for this game. Yes, but $70 game, absolutely not. No.
And
No,
Spencer,
I
you
can't
agree
stand
with
it.
the ratings from 73 to the Warhammer 60?
I believe no. I believe
No.
that Star Wars Outlaw should be a 60. I would give. I never even
You
played
would flip
Golem.
or even raise the Warhammer. You would at
I
least
would-
give them a
Warhammer
60
needs
though?
to be Warhammer needs to have the rating of Star Wars, and Star Wars needs to have the rating of Warhammer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I-
But you know, I
can't
don't know
believe-
what PC games base their numbers off of, so those numbers may not be.
Apparently,
You know,
I can tell you
That's
what
just-
they base their numbers
that's
off
just
of.
their
They're basing
critics.
it off of who Ubisoft gave them enough money to give them a 63.
Yeah.
that is. Oh
That's
my
probably correct.
God, bro.
you
The-
probably,
the-
yeah, probably correct.
I don't give a fuck about Star Wars Outlaw. Like, fuck it, whatever, man. Like it, hate it, get cheated on, end up in heartbreak and fucking divorce. I don't care. But Gollum, for the love of Christ, bro, to give
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they
crazy,
coulda-
dude.
They could have left that alone. There
the
was
the
no
boot
fucking
up
way.
of fucking like of Space Marine is better than Gollum. Like, I
That's crazy,
okay.
dude. I saw that right before the podcast, and I was just like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, that's pretty rich.
What if that person got fired? You think that person got fired? Like, legitimately, you think
Probably
that
not.
person got fired?
For rating it a
Unfortunately,
Gollum that
probably
high.
not.
Probably not.
No, for rating Space Marine that low. Somebody somewhere
Space
had to be like,
Marine that
"Are
low.
you okay? Like, what is? Are you sick? What's wrong with you? Like, what is? Like, I don't know, man. That's wild. Okay, all right.
That
Well,
is.
anyway, You know, if you are watching the show live or you're watching the VOD, we have a title, and we actually have a theme that Tony is getting oh my god, I can't speak again. He's becoming a part of indoctrinated.
Yeah.
That's it.
Totally forget what the word was, too.
This is quickly becoming like a weekly teach Sin how to speak English.
I'm getting old, bro. Too many energy drinks, man. It's bad for you.
What was the one the other?
I don't know.
Heretical.
Anyway,
Oh, good times.
there
yeah.
is a theme that we have, and it holds true that PP predicts, right? And by what we mean by PP predicts is pre-patch predicts, and we're striking 100 right now. Like we've not predicted something, right? And it's not because we all have differing opinions on things, and we're kind of like having a wide swath. We're like dead on accurate as shit, like when it comes to what we say. And I'm telling you right now, when we said Concord wasn't gonna last, holy fuck, Concord wasn't gonna last. But I wasn't expecting that Concord wasn't gonna last 11 days.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that I gave it a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say we overestimated on this one just a little bit because it shocked everybody. I mean, we still predicted it did not as time was coming to an end, but
So
11 days?
fast, dude.
Yeah, that was quick.
I'm pretty
shuts
sure
down
this is.
tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure this is a world record.
It's yeah,
Like
I
for
think so.
the
That's why I
quickest
said I'm like,
game to be pulled off the shelves like that.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, maybe it isn't. What was that? How long did the day before fucking last?
Well, no, that doesn't.
Well,
I mean, that's
barely
not
counts.
fair.
It's
You
still a
can't.
game.
Yeah,
You
It's
can't.
still a
real.
game. I'm just saying.
No, you can't put it in that same.
No, because
It's
genre.
not a AAA game, but it's still a game.
Yeah, it's.
this is sad. I'm not sad. It is sad. You know, seeing a AAA game for development for 8 years, right?
8 years. It was
Shut
8
down
years.
in 11 days.
$248 million is what it cost to make this.
8
game.
years, I believe, like 80 some odd employees, and a lot of
Oh.
those employees were from previous
Ex Bungie.
yeah, they were ex Bungie, ex Destiny devs.
That didn't
So,
last
yeah.
long at all. Jesus Christ.
Bro,
No.
here's the thing. I will give it credit. They are giving full refunds for people that want to take it. So, yeah, okay, at least that's a good step.
100%.
Here's the wild thing, right? People are going out and buying physical editions of this game,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
they are reselling them for astronomical prices. I saw one that I'm not kidding you was selling for $1,500.
That's
It
wild.
almost made me
wait,
be like,
wait,
bro, I'm gonna
wait.
go fucking buy Concord right now, physical
Yeah.
Wait,
edition.
but why?
I don't
Why
know
would-
because the
Who
only
knows?
piece of
Because
history,
development's
I
gonna
guess.
Stop and it's
The
yeah,
piece
it's
of history
and-
of a game failing? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Fucking people are stupid. They think Star Wars Outlaw gets better. They think Concord's gonna come back. I don't know, man.
Hold on,
Like-
hold on.
It's,
Go
I'm
ahead,
just
continue.
saying. Like it I don't know, but $1,500 is what I saw.
That's wild.
As a price point to be sold. Now whether someone buys it, I don't know, but it's up there for
You got your
$1,500.
bid up. You
So,
got-
yeah,
you got your bid
yeah.
up, so, yeah.
Well,
Fine.
I went $12.99. After that, I was like, I don't know.
Oh
man.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Did any of y'all
I'll
play
give
it?
you a tree fit.
no.
No? Okay.
No. I mean,
Yeah, you see what
I had
people
tou-
are doing too.
I didn't
is
touch that
it-
with a fucking 80-foot pole, bro.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
people, for
bother.
people, the game's shutting down tomorrow. They're racing to get platinum trophies by just
Yeah, I saw that.
just
By just
jumping off the
fucking
side of the
map.
map to
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
games fast. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just this game's
Hey,
turned
hey,
into a
I,
meme,
I
bro.
will I will state that hey, that I fucking completely 100% that's on the community, dude. Like that's a cool community that are willing to be like, hey, everybody
Yeah.
that wants the trophies, let's just jump off a fucking map
Oh,
and,
no,
and everybody can get the trophies.
End
That's
of the
huge.
day,
That's pretty
you-
dope, dude.
Yeah, the communities are what makes games, you know, and so even with a game that failed as hard as this, they're still making the best out of it, you know.
I mean, so,
So-
Do you
we
think
talk-
I got a question for you really quickly. Do you think that this game you remember Predecessor?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You think this game will
Yeah.
be like Predecessor in
No.
like a year and a half? We're gonna
No.
have like Concord
No,
as a different name. It'll be like
I just don't
Drock
think.
Nod or
I
something.
just don't think they. I just don't think Sony will even allow that though. But no. But this game, I think, has finally topped the title for biggest flop of all time, and I think that title to this day was held by Anthem still.
I thought it
and
was
then
Gollum.
honestly,
biggest flop. I would thought it was Gollum too. I don't think because
I
here's the
don't know. I
thing.
mean,
Triple
yes,
A, yeah.
Gollum, but
It's-
yeah, I think Anthem held that title still, and yeah, this made Anthem look like
see,
a good game.
Here's the thing. Anthem gave it an attempt to try
man.
to
I think
correct.
actually,
their-
Anthem got really shafted. I don't think that game was
Anthem-
as bad as people made it out to be.
Anthem had good things to it. It just
Yes.
didn't have
Its direction was
execute.
kind
It
of
was
flawed.
EA.
Yeah,
EA was
yeah,
a huge
it
problem.
didn't have a,
Yeah,
it didn't
EA
have a
fucked
good
it.
company behind it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and EA
Mhm.
wasn't. Well, we've seen with other games like what's that Monster Hunter clone that they made? I always forget the name of
Evolve.
Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts.
it. Wild Hearts. Yeah,
Oh,
Wild
I
Hearts was
actually really
dope,
like
dude.
that game too.
Wild
I,
Hearts
was
I
fucking
played it from
amazing.
start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wild Hearts was amazing, and they didn't want to put the effort into it, unfortunately. So
I mean, okay. So here's my question: Is do you think because this feels extremely like reactionary, right? Like this seems like just so quick to be like, fuck it, pulled.
It
Right?
does.
Like,
Yeah.
do you think that they could? Like, I get that they spent 8 years in this. They spent 248 million. I don't know how much it could not have made anywhere close to that back, right?
it didn't.
no,
It
it didn't.
if I remember correctly, the last number that I saw, I made like 25,000.
Yeah.
25,000.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me go and check that. Just
No, I'm pretty sure, but you check it. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw too.
Mhm.
It made $1 million. That's what it made. 1 million. So it sold 25. It
Sold 25.
it did $25,000 units. It made $1 million.
yeah,
That's what it
25,000 units across PC and PS5. That was it.
So here's my thing, right? Like you're obviously way off target, but do you think that this game could have seen a redemption arc? Like, do you think that there's things that they could have done? I mean, for God's sake, Foam Stars is still fucking going. Like,
yeah, maybe there was a play of making it free to play like it should have been. I do
Foam
think
Stars is
they
actually pretty fun.
they sold way too fast. They ended way like, you know, put in their it just should still have gave it at least, like we said, a month to give it some time to cook. I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't know. This just
yeah, no, I think that so my
Yes.
biggest issue with it is they went down the hero route, and I think people are tired of the hero shooter route. Right. I think that's one of their bigger issues is that people
Kinda.
are getting tired of the
I
hero
mean, I'm
shooter.
excited for Marvel
I don't
Rivals.
know
That's a
about
hero
that.
shooter.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a hero
I
shooter.
don't know
but
about
the
the
thing
hero
is,
shooter being the flaw here. I think it's just the
I didn't
direction.
say that was the major fault. I just said that was one thing that was a tick against them. I think the other things that were ticks against them was the fact that they went down the Destiny route, but they
That's-
made it
yeah.
into a hero shooter instead of like
Yeah.
a PvP, like
So-
which is what people wanted. People wanted just Destiny PvP. That's what they wanted originally when they saw this, right? But I think that they could turn it around if they tried, but I don't think they're willing to put enough money and effort into it, honestly.
I actually agree with you when you say the hero shooter route, because you have to realize that there are certain games, once it gets established, certain games are going to beat out any other games that come up. So certain ones, unless people really don't like that style of game, like for
Yeah.
instance, once Overwatch kind of broke into the scene, anything that tried to be like Overwatch, like this, anything that tried to be like Overwatch, it failed for the most part. Like if we,
For the
if we
most
really
part,
want, yeah, same thing with anything that tries to be like DBD. It fails. It just doesn't keep up. Like once a game gets established, when you try to clone it and make something else, if you don't do it the proper way or you don't have a community behind it backing it, it's gonna fail. And Concord was one of those same games. It just didn't have
know,
the same
the oth-
like burst
ahead.
of stuff with like Overwatch and DVD.
Yeah, the I think the other biggest issue that they had with it as well is that, like, we talked about Redfall, like Xbox and Microsoft not really pushing Redfall all that much, right? This was a prime example of that. Nobody fucking knew about Concord until like a couple weeks to a month before it was supposed to
Right.
release.
I mean,
It
we
did
got a
have
glimpse of it
bad-
at the
yeah.
Games Con or
we
or one of
literally
the
heard
awards.
it at like the Summer
And-
Games Fest, and then
and I
it was
think
like, hey, it's
that was
releasing
it.
in 2 weeks or 4
Yeah,
weeks.
it didn't have
Yeah.
good. It didn't get pushed that good.
And-
I agree.
And on top of that, it went into open beta, right? And nobody played it. because they
Yeah.
didn't really advertise that it was going into open beta.
Actually, I
didn't
even
really
know they
tell
went
people
into an open beta.
They didn't really tell people how to get into the open beta. I don't even think that PC could get into the open beta. I think it was a PlayStation.
It was only
open
PlayStation
beta,
5. Yeah, PlayStation.
Yeah.
On top of that, all the feedback that they had from that open beta, they completely ignored and released it how it was basically in the open beta, which everybody was like, don't release this. This game is trash. Please put some fucking effort into it. Because the way if you release it like it is right now, it's going to fail. And that's exactly what they did.
The
I think
reason I noticed.
they're just trying to be too different
ahead,
too, honestly, with like the way they were doing this hero shooter. Like their characters, and I saw it in chat too here. Like their character design, just absolutely atrocious. Like they were being
I don't
so
know, man.
different.
I
with
think
it.
there was some redeemables to some of those characters. I think
maybe,
the biggest
maybe
the biggest thing
many.
the biggest thing that I can say for their characters is that they put a lot of fucking money into facial animations,
Yeah.
right? Like their
Yeah.
characters and their animations and their actors that they paid for that did a phenomenal job.
And that's where all their budget went.
Well, look at the-
honestly.
Yeah,
Probably
look
where
at
all their budget went for real.
Look at the trailer for it, right? Like the trailer for
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
game had more budget and more
It looked
thought
really good.
into it than I think the game
Yeah.
did. Like it
And
Yeah.
well, exactly, because too, I saw like there is supposed to be like somewhat of a story and like a
There is,
universe and lore behind this game, and they don't really explain it well at all. But all you're supposed to know is like all of the characters that you play in this game are supposed to be on like the same team, and nothing is explained to you. Is like why are they fighting?
It's
Why
because that it was sold that those games were going that those stories were going to
Story
be
was
future
gonna-
updates and future
Yeah.
content down
Weekly.
the road. Like
and
weekly
they just
updates. They were gonna release weekly like short little like
Yeah.
what's it
I
called,
mean-
like cutscenes.
and,
for
And I,
each
think,
week.
and I think this is a good time to. I know we had it a little further down, but this game was projected to have and might still probably not have a episode in the new Secret Levels universe show. So like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen to that now? You know, like all of that budget,
man.
all of their budget, not only went into this game, but I bet also that episode that is supposed to be like really highly like animated and just
yeah, I don't know.
good
I mean,
quality.
Which, by the way, by the way, really quickly, whoever makes that is making that animation, don't hit us with a fucking copyright strike. We're just talking about it.
Yeah,
It's free use. We're just
Yeah.
talking about it.
man. Yeah.
But that,
well,
that
like-
is wild to me. I didn't even know that until like a couple days ago when somebody was like,
Here's
"Hey,
the-
by
yeah.
the way."
Here's the sad thing in chat, or sad thing right now, because in chat, right, we've got a couple different people talking, right? So we've got Clockwork who's saying like, hey, like I spent 75 hours in the game in a week, and now I'm being told that they're canceling, right? Like,
Yeah, it's sad, man.
that sucks, right? That's that's
But-
your. I mean, at least you're getting your
Or
money
is he-
back.
Let me.
Is he talking
let
about
me-
Anthem though? You might.
Oh, maybe he's talking about Anthem. Well, maybe you didn't.
Might be
Maybe you
talking
didn't buy this. Oh, you're talking about for
That was
Anthem.
for Anthem.
Okay,
That was
whatever.
for
So
Anthem.
you didn't
Okay.
get duped into this one. But then
Yeah.
also too, like Mr. Zombie over on YouTube is saying like, hey, like Battleborn was overshadowed because of Overwatch. But like, what does Concord
Yeah.
have? Well, Concord did not have something that came. Overwatch didn't come out with an update. Marvel Rivals didn't drop. Concord
No,
fell on its own
maybe-
weight. Like,
I mean, yeah, it did.
He was
it
he was
did.
basically talking about
Well-
the fact that I brought up that games
oh yeah,
get
yeah.
overshadowed. Overwatch beat out a lot of games. Gigantic. There
Yeah.
was
Well,
a
they-
couple of
No,
games that came
that's
out.
a big factor in
during-
games failing is their release time and what
Yes.
direct competitors they release with.
Concord-
This game didn't really have any at the current moment that
Yeah, it did,
wasn't
didn't it?
already
'Cause-
out. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
if
dude,
anything, Deadlock.
Wukong released. On,
Yeah, but,
on
we're
the
talking-
same
but,
week that
but
this
talk about
released,
this
right?
genre.
But
Like
that's
this
that,
genre.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
This
I'm
genre
just
is
saying,
different.
yeah.
two way different genres, and you will have your dedicated like hero shooter players that will go and seek their hero
So-
shooters that won't seek games like Wukong. So like,
So it is. I do agree with you that it's a different genre, but I'll also argue the fact that Wukong is like an outlier. Wukong is one of the most popular games on Steam right now. I don't doubt that
It
it's
is
probably the same
one-
on the other consoles.
It is
So
one of the
it's
most
one of
highest
those
selling
situations
games
where-
right now as well.
Yes, I do agree with you that yeah, it's a different genre, but at the same time, Wukong is like a phenomenon
yes,
that could have 100% pushed it. I don't think that's the case.
yes,
Again,
and no.
my biggest thing is I just don't think that they fucking advertised it. That was the biggest
No,
issue.
I
was, like,
think
they
that
didn't-
is
they
the
didn't
biggest
push it.
issue. Yeah,
See,
really.
so
They
I-
didn't advertise it at all because when you talk about this game, people don't even know what the fuck Concord is. Like there's
Yeah.
people that like I'm
Now they
sure
do. Now they
Well,
do.
now they do, but I'm sure if you talked about Concord, like I've asked people, friends of mine, like, "Yo, you played Concord before?" And that was after Sinan brought it to my attention, because I didn't even know what
Yeah.
the fuck this game was either. So when I found out about it, I asked other friends, and they was just like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Yeah, see, that's not good.
It's
That's
bad,
that's
man,
not
yeah.
good."
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
see, like the biggest thing for me is that this is, I think, a pure teetotal failure of focusing on a game type. I don't even think, like, I like hero shooters, so I don't even think the category thing is what killed it, because I think you can do hero shooters
Yeah.
and do them well.
Yeah.
I think that they took a game mode like Destiny's PvP, which bar none is probably, like, yes, you have some fans that like Destiny PvP, but it's not the greatest. Like, it's not
No.
phenomenal.
It gets old to
It's
me.
not
It gets
really
old fast.
yeah, it's
honestly.
not really that good. And they took a lot of the exact same core mechanics and threw it into
Yep.
this. Like, you didn't, what it feels like is it feels like a really cheap way. It obviously wasn't. It was $248 million, but it feels like a really cheap way to just try to make a buck fast, right? Like, you saw that Vampire Survivors was doing well. You make a Vampires clone. You're like, oh, hey, Destiny 2, that PvP is okay. Like, it's kind of popular. We'll just make a quick clone of it, and we're gonna slap some paint and really spend money on like the character design, and that's what's gonna sell. And it just doesn't feel good. Like, I don't think that it looks good. I don't think it feels good.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's where the big flaw is. Now, you've got Sony execs out there who are saying like, hey, this is a big flaw because of, it doesn't have enough original IP. But in my mind, I'm like, that's not the problem here. Like, the problem is not because of the IP. Like, I don't know. Like, do you agree with this? I mean,
No, this execs they weren't stating that that Concord failed because it wasn't original enough. This is Sony execs going out there and stating that they're worried for the future because they
Yeah.
lack
Yeah.
like solid IPs. They
So-
lack I think his exact quote was what was it?
We're lacking
What
the
was it?
early
One
phase
thing
of
that you
IP
need is
that the issue- yeah.
that is step one. And if you don't start creating or buying into those, buying in those that do, then the risk is someone else will do it. So the risk is not doing anything. They're basically stating the fact that, like, they've already talked about it when we were talking about their whole fight with Sony and the FTC, right? They were stating that if Sony or if Microsoft pulled Modern Warfare or Call of Duty, that they would no longer be able to fund the new IPs and the current IPs that they have. So I
So,
don't know, man.
I still read this very differently. Though, like, yes, I read it that way, but I'm also reading this as saying like, hey, like, if Concord had a good enough IP, right, that this would have been successful. Like, I think you're right. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
that the way that you can read that is saying like, hey, like, we are lacking, and obviously what he's saying, like, we're lacking early phases of IP, and that's an issue for us. But it's also saying like the underlining kind of read between the lines is being like, hey, if this would have been given time to like actually been an IP or whatever, we could have had hype around it. But I think like what we've all said is you did no marketing around it. You didn't even give the game a fucking
Yeah.
chance to build an IP. How are we supposed to just love something out of the gate without knowing anything about it?
Not only that, not only did they not give the chance for the IP to actually mature, but they essentially cloned an IP that they already have and basically pushed it out there and were like, we're gonna try and basically ride the coattails of this is a Destiny style game. Like this
Yeah.
this essentially is Destiny.
And
more or
it's
less
crazy
as a
to
hero
say
shooter.
that they are complaining they don't have enough original IPs when they're not trying to do anything original.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
that's the case, I mean that's
Well, I mean, there's not much to be original anymore, if we're being honest. You can't
yeah,
really.
I mean, look at most games.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have.
Yeah, most
I mean,
games are the same
every game
shit.
does pull from another game in one aspect or another. Yeah.
I'll stand and die on this hill that PlayStation 2 and the Xbox era had the best IPs. Just in my opinion, they had good games back then.
No, I don't
But,
disagree.
Can,
Yeah.
I
can,
don't-
can
I
I,
don't- I
can
don't
I just
disagree.
bring up one part of that as well? He talks about the fact that Astrobot, like they're like at the bottom of this says at the same time PlayStation is about to release one of its most anticipated games of the year, Astrobot, right? To me, I'm like, I get where they're going with Astrobot, but like to me, that's not an IP. That's just you're,
I think
like
it is now.
Astrobot.
I think they're turning it
Astrobot
into
was
an IP
meant
now.
to be
Yeah.
a demo, and now
Yes.
they're
That's
just
the
like
crazy fucking
shoehorning
thing.
everything.
That is the
into
It
crazy
was
thing,
a
yeah.
demo for their fucking
Yeah.
technology of their controller and their system.
Yeah.
It was done immaculately, right? But
Yeah.
they
It
are
was good.
trying to force this into a fucking
Yeah, they're
like,
shoehorning
this,
it, dude. They're
Yeah.
oh,
shoehorning
it's
all
the
of their
next
IPs into one
platformer,
game,
right?
now.
Like, you know, it's the same thing that you look at Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet, a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know, Little Big Planet was a tech demo for how they could make software that could
Wow.
be transferred out to the public. That was never meant to be a game. And then they were
To
like,
be
oh,
fair,
this is
though,
kind of fun.
To be fair though, the public asked for Astro. Like that.
No,
That's,
I'm
that's
not-
the,
yeah.
No,
that's
I
the
mean,
public.
we're not
That's
saying
the
that they
public's
didn't, yeah.
fault. Because
Like,
they
and
the ones that
Astrobot
were like,
may be
yeah,
great.
like,
It could be a
Yeah.
I mean-
phenomenal game. It might be, and,
Okay,
and
so-
that's
So
Go
it's not their fault that the public asked for Astrobot. It is their fault for shoehorning Astrobot into their IPs. People wanted
Fair enough.
Astrobot as an actual game. What they're getting is Astrobot with all of their IPs shoved into Astrobot.
Yeah. Well, and again, just
Fair
like
enough.
chat's
Right.
saying, like you know, Mr. Zombie over on YouTube is saying, like, you know, Sony had this is like Sony's, it's not like, oh, poor Sony, they don't know what to think, they don't know how to figure out IPs. Like, no, they fucking cloned Smash
Yeah,
Brothers
bullshit.
and made PlayStation All-Star Brawl or whatever else. I
Yeah,
owned
they
that
did.
game.
Yeah.
That game was trash, right? Like
Trash.
it's
Yeah.
not good. And they continuously keep doing this, which is a shocker to me because Sony used to be known as like like you bought a PlayStation because you knew IPs and exclusives were going to be bangers. Like you knew that that
Yes.
Yeah.
system was going to fucking hit, and Xbox was going to be like, that was the shooter box. It was Halo. It was Gears. That's what you got that for, right?
multiplayer
It was
thing.
COD,
Yep.
right? Now it's just kind of like Sony has like lost their fucking way. They buy up studios, right? They don't like all of their IPs that are true like IPs are third party. And they only do it as third party exclusives. You look at Stellar Blade, phenomenal game. It's only PlayStation right now because of it has exclusivity, right? It's about to come to PC. God of War, you know, they're bringing that out. So God of War is a Santa Monica studio. That's their own studio. But again, that's still a studio they purchased. They put money into. Like, I don't know, man. Like, and then you've got companies like Square Enix
It's the
who's
same with
saying, hey,
Microsoft as
Final
well.
Fantasy is fucking like it did disservice to make that game, which again, PP predicts, I called it. It's a disservice
Oh,
to
yeah.
fucking make that game an exclusive. You should be open platform to everything.
We
Yeah.
knew that was coming to PC for a long time. They just never confirmed it.
Yeah, but the dev coming out and being like, hey, like this is
Yeah.
a fucking a travesty that we were locked to Sony only. Like, I don't know, man. I like we are in the dark, in my opinion, and I've said this, I believe that we are in the dark age of gaming right now. Like gaming is in a really, really rough spot. Like, yeah, we have some shining lights. We get Black Myth Wukong, we get Space Marine 2, we get World of Warcraft, we get you
No.
know, we
He said no, no.
He tried. She's trying to shoehorn that in there.
we get
Jeez.
some good games, right? But for the most part, like even like they said, like Sia said in chat, like they've literally only completed three games this year, right? That is sad. That's sad that is the kind of basis right now of good games. Or if you want a good game, you got to go indie. If you don't go indie, there's a good chance your
Yeah.
game's gonna be dog shit. You know, which is again, it's sad. It's just really, really sad. You know, and speaking of dog shit, you know, we continue this trend. I think it
We're
still
talking
could be
about WoW
game of
now?
the year. No, we're talking
Nice.
about Kill the
We're
Justice
talking about
League.
wow.
No, we're talking about
shit.
Kill the fucking Justice League.
Oh shit.
mm.
Okay.
This
think
game,
that's
So we are
exception.
talking about game of the year.
yeah.
Right,
I'm
Tim?
actually sad about this. I really am. Like Rocksteady, you know, had a
So
pedigree.
but before you get into that, I just want to put it out there. Like, in no way, shape, or form, when we're stating these things, like when we're stating, hey, Concord's gonna fucking fail. What 100% they're gonna fucking fail, right? We're not stating that in a sense of we want the game to
Yeah,
fail.
there's no
I don't
malice.
want
Right.
Concord to
We could
fail.
just,
I
we could
didn't
just
want
feel it.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to be shit, right? Like I didn't want. I mean,
We want the
Day-
best for games.
the day before, I wanted to fucking fail pretty hard because that was a fucking scam.
Yeah,
That
but
was a
that's
scam.
again, that's
Yeah,
different.
That's different.
That's different.
Again,
Mm.
yes,
But-
yeah,
but these
we
other
do want
games, I don't
to
want to
succeed
fail.
and be
Yeah.
good and have communities that are like the and
Yeah.
love to play the games because that's honestly what it's about.
So-
but
So I agree
Yeah.
with you with Suicide Squad. I feel bad that it went down this route, but at the same time, I'm like, man, you guys had every fucking chance
yeah,
to do something cool, and you went down the stupidest fucking route you possibly could.
they
Like-
they sold.
Tony,
they
you
Hit by
sold the
layoffs.
bag.
It's crazy.
You bought this, right? You bought the game too, or no?
No.
No, you did not. Okay.
No.
So,
I watched.
I-
I watched you. I
okay,
watched
so
you
I'm
and
in
another
the
friend
boat
of
by
mine
myself.
play.
All right, I'm in this
no,
thingy
no.
all by my
Yeah.
damn self.
No.
All right.
not me, sir.
Good to know. It's a lonely road out here. So,
Cold.
like, yeah, I mean, like Enigma said, no malice. There's no hatred. There's no wanting games to fail. We want every game that comes out to be a success. And it really comes from like we want developers to really listen, specifically to our podcast, Pre-Patch Podcast,
Yeah,
saying,
Yeah,
hey,
they
you
should
come and
honestly.
chat with us.
Hire us.
But yeah,
We'll-
sure.
We'll be
Your dev team. We'll come in.
game.
We'll fix. Well, not
Yeah.
dev team. We'll come in. We'll be your QA. We'll fix the game. We'll tell you what's wrong with it. We'll get out. But in any case, like, especially with this, it was hard because Rocksteady, like I said, had a pedigree, right? They did the Arkham games. They did them well. And if you played the Arkham games,
Mhm.
it's some of the
Yeah.
most favorite games of a lot of people, right?
Yep.
Myself
Great
included.
games.
And though I am a Marvel fan and not as much of a DC fan, I actually liked the story that Kill the Justice League had. I thought that the narrative was really
These guys
fucking
doesn't
good.
even like stories,
Like,
man. Like,
yeah.
Well, this,
I mean,
Hmm.
I'm
this,
not a
this
huge
one
fan.
this one was different for me as well because like I'm not a DC fan, but I'm a DC fan of DC villains.
the
Right,
DC
This was right
villains
up my fucking
are
ass. DC
amazing.
villains are amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Agree.
did so much, in my opinion, well, like which some people like argued, and I didn't even mind like the whole like looter shooter aspect of it. Like, cool, like it keeps me grinding, for it. But what we have said it numerous fucking times is you did not, and you still are not like releasing just endless amounts of fucking content. Avengers fucking did it. This game fucking did it. Next,
Marvel
like,
Rivals is
Dude,
perfect.
Marvel
man.
Rivals is
Dude.
doing it. Like,
Yeah.
If you want to go down the live service route, you have to release content.
just
You have
dump
to.
it, man. Just in this,
Yeah.
especially in this, like you don't even have to create the content. Like as far as like around the IP, you already have the IP. You have comic books to go off of. You have so much fucking lore,
They got plenty. They got plenty of lore to use. I
Like,
don't understand.
and the
why
fan base
they
is
keep dropping
already
the ball.
there.
Yeah.
And it's sad because again, Rocksteady got hit by layoffs after Suicide Squad. Underperforms, and here's the thing that really sucks about this too is that the people that get laid off from these companies are like, we just had massive layoffs across, with Bungie. It's been rampant across the entire industry. It's never the decision makers. It's never the people that make the decisions to go down these routes. It's 9 times out of 10. I'm not gonna say it's always, but it's 9 times out of 10 the fucking devs, right? Or the
Mhm.
QA,
QA,
or
QA
you know,
department,
whatever.
sir, yeah.
like this is,
It's,
this
it's everyone.
yeah, this one specifically, it states in here the job loss extended outside of QA. Like,
Yeah.
that sucks. And they
Yeah.
actually fired somebody that was on fucking maternity leave, which I'm pretty sure is fucking is illegal.
Damn.
I think that's
I
illegal.
believe
It
it's
is.
illegal.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah.
So I don't think you can terminate somebody when they're on maternity leave. I don't know.
It
Maybe
depends- it
yeah.
depends on
Will
where
Work
they're at, I
States.
suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what state
Yeah.
you at? At
And
Will
what
Work
country,
States
yeah.
and get rid of you. what
But-
I don't know.
country?
Don't know
it-
enough, but that's wild.
It's sad, and what people should be looking at, because it's also not just Rocksteady. Like Helldivers 2, they had support studios that were in I want to say it was like England, and another one was in another country. They shut those two down, right? Like because these games are starting to, they either A, fail, or B, are starting to fail because you're making wrong decisions. Like, I understand that business is hard. It's not that difficult to make proper decisions. It's like opening a restaurant and being like, I'm going to serve frozen pre-packed bullshit, or I'm going to cook fresh, right? And you just feel like, nah, fuck it, I'm going to cook bullshit because it's just cheaper and faster. Well, it's never going to work.
Mhm.
Go to Twitter or X or whatever and put a poll up for your community. Be like, hey, what do you guys want? Boom. That's one way to do it, to try and get feedback from the community.
you're gonna get a lot of corn
problem with
bots on that one.
The problem with
Alright,
that, Scruffy,
just
is
saying-
a lot of people don't fucking know what they want. Your average
Yeah.
gamer or
Either
American,
way,
for that matter, is an idiot.
Devs definitely
So-
just need to listen to their community more than just go off their own free will, because it just is not working out, man.
Yeah, but it's still not rocket scientists. Like we're talking
No,
about.
I mean it's not. But they also follow today's trends or like their today's forward like image of
90%
what
of
they
game
want games to
developers and the
see.
people who make these games don't play games. Did you
Anymore.
they don't play video games. They just make them. They don't know what
I hate-
regular
I hate-
gamers want.
I hate to continue picking you for a while, but that's the issue with WoW. The War Within, or not the War Within. I always forget the fucking name of the expansion because it was terrible. And I
BFA.
want to put it out of my mind. BFA, yeah, BFA. Like half of the decision makers on BFA that made like the big decisions openly came out and were like, yeah, we never play the game. We don't play. Our
I'm not
game."
disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that the War
Crazy.
Within specifically, right? Like
no,
you bring back
I'm not,
medicine. Like you're bringing back some people that are making some very clear, good decisions. Like that's great, but that's not it. It's not, again. It doesn't fucking take a rocket scientist to
Yeah.
figure this shit out. 5 people on a fucking podcast at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. By the way, you can go check us out on any of your podcasting apps. Plug. Are just able to tell you like, hey, go down this direction. We're 4 people. You can't tell me that they can't look at the masses and be like, hey, instead of trying to go after the greed route, because I think Tony, you talked about it last week. Everybody copies fucking Fortnite. Call of Duty's trying to be Fortnite, right? They're trying to add all this bullshit in trying to be Fortnite, right?
All of them, yeah.
Whatever is successful, they're just like, oh, fucking copy the shit out of it until it does. You can't even tell what it is anymore. And it's just an amalgamation of shit, right? Like it reminds me of the you guys ever watched the movie The Fly? Have you seen The Fly with
Mhm.
I cannot remember his fucking name. What is the guy's name that is the main actor in The Fly? Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, if you for all of the Gen Xers, the fucking Gen Zs, all you Gen Alpha Zoomers or whatever else, you should go watch The Fly. It's a phenomenal movie. But it basically the whole
Okay,
ending,
boomer.
the whole ending premise behind that game or that movie is the
yeah.
fact that like he continues to try to go through this machine to become more, ends up becoming better or whatever else, and ends up getting like caught and becoming a fly, and it goes on this route. But like he transforms and continues to become this like gross, disgusting mess, and that is exactly what is happening with the gaming industry. They are literally just carbon copying themselves so much that it's just like, this is all garbage. It's just all bad.
And they're just killing themselves.
It's all bad. And it doesn't stop here. Let's go to the next one. How about fucking
I was
Ark?
about to say, talk about literal carbon copying.
Like, how about fucking Ark?
I don't understand this still. Is Ark Ascended not Ark 2?
No,
No.
it's
I
not.
thought that's what it was. I
Okay,
thought that's what it was.
I'll
too.
give you. I'll give you a quick rundown.
So long
I'll give you a
ago.
quick rundown. Ark Ascended is just
Yeah.
Ark
Yes.
on a new engine that they're
And they-
charging you to learn how to code in the new engine for Ark 2.
Right.
That's-
what the
Oh,
fuck?
yeah. Oh, fuck
That's
that
it.
noise.
That's
Fuck
the
that noise.
that's
Ain't
all
no
it
way. Yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh,
And both of
hold
them-
on.
both
You
of the
forgot to.
new Arcs you had
That's-
to
that's not
pay
even the
for.
worst.
You forgot to add
that's
on
not
the
even
fact that
worse.
if you bought this new Survival Ascended, you were
Yeah.
supposed to get the expansions that came out for free. But
Yes, you
they're
did.
char-
You,
but-
you got the original ones. You got
Okay.
the original expansions for free for the most part.
Okay, hold on. He fucked up and went glitchy right there. You need to understand for the most part. But then they still come out and are bringing out more expansions
Yeah.
for this fucking game at a fucking high ass price point. And they still don't talk about Ark 2. We still don't know anything about Ark 2. It's still not. We have not
Yeah.
even heard a fucking word about Ark 2.
So before we get too far into it, so essentially what happened was today, on the 5th, they released a new expansion. Granted, it's free. I'm completely okay with that if it's a free one. Which remasters one of the game's like more popular maps, which was Aberration. Aberration, I think, was the map that was like, it was all nighttime. It was underneath in caves and shit. I'm probably going robotic. I'm sorry, guys.
You're not.
But they remastered that. They gave new environmental damage, Arc features, underground areas, and 15 new creatures. to defend yourselves against wall climbing raptors called the Yiling. But they also added in, this was the one that this is the reason why I brought it up, is because you brought up Bob's Journey the other day. You remember Bob's Tall's Tale? Or Tall's
That's that
Tales?
Wild West one.
The Wild West one. They made a new one now. It's steampunk. So that one won't be free, unfortunately. So
Nice.
so Studio Wildcard is and I said this when they first announced Arc Ascended, that this is a fucking joke. Like if you've went out there and you own Arc and you went out there and bought this again, you got ripped off. I'm sorry, you did. This is I'm gonna PP predict it right now. Mark this right now. I don't think Arc 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
I'm one of those dumbasses.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Godfather on this one. I'm
Stop calling him the fucking Godfather. God damn it.
I'm gonna go with him on this one. I gotta say,
I really don't think that Arc 2 is coming out. I think that this is their ploy of making as much money as possible off of old content. If Arc 2 does ever come out, I am going to be shocked. I will eat my boot. I will eat.
I will eat my boot.
But I don't think it's ever coming out. Honestly, I think they're just going to continue developing Arc Ascended and just keep charging you for more and more DLC until they're like, hey, yeah, Arc 2. Hey, yeah, Arc 2. You remember how we said we were going to make that? Yeah, we've been making it this entire time.
You don't think that it.
You're welcome.
You don't think that it can have the same turnaround that No Man's Sky has? Like they just dropped a new update, or updates coming.
Update a Rooney. This is crazy as well. Like,
yeah,
we literally just had the last update. Like I want to say like a month ago, man.
Yeah, that's why I said last time we mentioned, like they're just pumping content out left and right for No Man's Sky.
And to be completely honest, like usually I'm pretty stoked with updates for No Man's Sky, right? I don't know about this one, man. I'm not like, okay, you added fishing into the game. That's cool. Like,
bro, this one is not built for you or me, but like I can tell you right now, like
what the fuck?
I guarantee that the fishing in this is probably going to be 1,000 times better than any other fishing game that's out there.
I don't doubt it. And the cool thing about this is that, like, I guarantee you that this is the fishing system that they're going to have in that Light No Fire game that they're coming out with, that new open world, like fantasy style game that they're coming out with that's based off of this. The whole reason why they did the last update, the world's update or whatever, was because they were testing out those features. The difference between No Man's Sky and Arc is No Man's Sky gives it to you for free. Arc says, fuck you, give me $15.
So I've got your favorite thing here. I've got a list of everything that this update adds, and it's a pretty good list. It's pretty good. And there's more to come too. So this isn't even everything actually. But so obviously it's adding fishing, crafting baits, cooking recipes, fishing skiff. Oh, the boat, the fishing skiff. Messages in bottles, fishing expeditions. I don't either. Maybe it's just like fun little
messages
stuff
messages in bottles.
From other
like,
players,
I think it's a play. I think it's a play on their messages, like their message system that they have in the game.
Fishing with
you
extra
mean like you can
steps?
like leave messages like
in the
ocean and people will find them?
So this game has a system like Dark Souls where you can just leave messages around and people can find them.
Dude,
I'm curious if that's going to be the case.
I bet. What this is. And you can like fish up like messages. That'll be sick.
Yeah.
Exclusive rods, diving suit, fishing catalog, fish traps, deep water jetpack, huge fish variety. Yeah, it's like nope. Environmental catches, and then more to come. So I mean. Yeah. As always, it's an update that just fucking delivers, man. You know, I mean,
it's huge for people, and like I give it to him because like the one complaint that I have with No Man's Sky is that like after a while, I when I'm playing this game after a while, I'm just like, okay, I'm bored. I've done a lot of the stuff that I and so they're continuously adding stuff for the player base to like, they're adding new things for them to collect, they're adding new things for them to do, and I give it to them. That's the huge props. We all the time say that No Man's Sky is huge. Like they deserve all the props. They turned a shit ass game into one of the better games that's out there currently, bringing out new updates on a bi-month, like almost a monthly basis. It's
I
ridiculous.
think that's
we
also a
said that last
testament
time,
to
too.
say, hey, give a game a shot. You know, looking at you, Concord. I mean,
No, don't please don't give Concord. Stop.
No,
Don't give Concord a shot.
no, but for real, like honestly, you know, No Man's Sky launched in a shit state, and look at them now. You gave them some time to cook, and they fucking delivered. You know, it's just you just never know. You don't, right?
You don't.
Unless your PP predicts, like we do know typically, but you don't. Okay, so
Tony, have you ever played No Man's Sky?
I have not. I've heard stories, but after it bombed when it first dropped, I was just like, nah, I'm okay.
It's so
people
much
was
better,
like,
man.
oh, it's gotten better.
Mhm.
Go back and
Yeah.
play it. But
Do you
I just
do you like space travel, like
he
like,
obviously does. He plays Outlaws.
He plays Star
loves
Wars
Outlaws.
Outlaws,
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
All
you
right.
start.
Okay.
Don't you start.
that's like somebody being like,
Don't
"Do you
you
like steak?" It's
start.
like, obviously, I fucking go to the Sizzler. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't you
Oh,
start.
my gosh.
But yeah, I do like space games because I was really trying to give Starfield a shot when
Starfield.
it first. Yeah, we
You
don't
just like
talk
being
about it
hurt,
anymore.
huh? This is just
Yeah,
it? You just like being hurt.
I'm a masochist, bro. I'm a
Bro.
masochist. You know,
You and
smack
Billy
me and
get
say
along.
smack me and say you love me. It just it happens, you know. So, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'll give No Man's Sky. a
You
try. I'll give it a
absolutely
shot.
need this
You should.
game is worth every
At least
fucking penny,
once. Yeah.
and it is.
It goes on sale a lot too. If you
the
don't
game,
own it
even if it
already.
doesn't go on sale,
I mean-
like honestly, it's worth every penny. And the biggest thing that you got to do, like, and because it's being said in chat, like the game can be, it can look like it's very daunting. Just take very small baby steps into it, and like it's
Mhm.
nowhere near like Star Citizen or anything like that. Like,
Yeah, so what was just said in chat, that's Celia in chat is saying it's getting to the point where it's just like too much of a game, if you ask her. That is how I'm looking at this. Like I get what they're doing. They're developing this for their next game, and that's cool that they're offering it up in a free way. But I almost feel like they're starting to get to that point where I fucking Path of Exile is at right now, right? Like it's getting to that point where there's almost too much shit to do.
I see. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
see,
agree
that's
with-
not fair. That's not fair because when we just complained about games not having enough content. Now I got too much, and you're
have you ever
overbearing.
played Path of Exile?
Okay, well, hold on.
No,
one
no,
second.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
That's different.
But I'm
because
just
Path of
saying.
Exile, and I know they do keep their seasons in play, but they do go off a seasonal base where like you have to complete stuff in like a timed period to get some
Well,
rewards and
does
whatnot.
No Man's
Yeah, but
Sky.
that's-
No
that's
Man's Sky
ex-
has a season.
That is expeditions, but like here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Is like the way that those are two total different ways that they implement and then continue that content. Like Path of Exile basically goes, hey, here's a season, and it is very like the loop is the exact same, except they may change a couple core mechanics of the season that you had previous before that, and they're gonna slap that on top of the current season, and you're just gonna keep fucking piling shit on top of shit on top of shit. This is like saying, hey, you like ham sandwiches? All right, I'm gonna give you a ham sandwich, but I'm gonna make one ham sandwich, and then I'm gonna put another piece of ham, and I'm gonna make another piece of ham, and you're gonna get more ham, and then more ham, and then you got a fucking ham sandwich that is this fucking big. This is like saying, hey, you like sandwiches? All right, we're gonna give you a cold cut. We're gonna give you fucking like some salami.
For this portion,
like-
for this portion, yeah, there are portions like when they added in the pirate stuff, and then they added in the fucking
Right, but it's not, it doesn't
the
feel
fucking
like
colony
daunting.
sim stuff, right? I mean, yes, it does. 100%.
It
You haven't
doesn't
fucking
feel-
done it then.
It doesn't
100%
feel
feels
as someone
daunting.
that jumps into the game
you get
from time to
in
time,
there,
it doesn't feel
you
fucking
get in
daunting.
there and you start doing like the pirate stuff, and you're like, okay, I gotta do the pirate stuff. I gotta do the pirate stuff. You land on a fucking a random planet, and they're like, hey, by the way, I know you're doing the pirate stuff, but hey, if you want to, you can set up your own
But that's-
colony over there as
yeah,
well.
Okay, it's giving you options. It's, again, it's
Oh,
saying like
and
I
hey,
said.
by the way, if you don't want to set up your own colony over there, guess what? You can also go and get your fucking pirate on up in the fucking spaceships
my
and do fucking this and that and in
God, bro.
between while you're at it. So
It's-
100%.
I mean-
It's not as
I
bad.
mean,
It's not. I'm not saying it's as bad, but it's starting to get to that point. If they continue on down the road of like testing stuff for Light No Fire, I think it will get to that point. But I don't think that they'll continue down that route too long.
I don't know. I don't think too many people are complaining about having more content in this game. I think it's only
Yeah,
doing
I
it a
don't.
service.
I don't think it's feature creep. I don't look at it as
Not a whole lot of
daunting.
people are complaining about fucking Path of Exile either.
but I'm saying that I don't think that the game, like to me, this is like jumping into, or it feels like they're building out an MMO, like, but they're doing it step by step. Like they're getting closer and closer to that
potential to be
MMO.
one.
And
It has the potential to be one.
you know, like for
That's what they
someone
want
that
to do for
can
the
jump
Light
in,
No Fire.
for someone that can jump into like fucking WoW, you know, at the start of new expansions, like, and it not feel, and that can sometimes feel daunting. You know, I think that this does a good job of not feeling like overly crazy. Like, yeah, it's gonna be like, hey, do you want to go do this? You can be like, no, fuck you. I don't want to fucking do anything with bases. I don't want to create a base. I don't want to do any of that shit. Leave me alone. I just want to pirate. Right? Like, okay, cool. You can go pirate. But if you ever want to come back, I'm over here. Like, it's like, cool. All right, I got it. Like, you could be my side piece. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. So, I don't know.
You could be his Star Wars Outlaws,
Yeah,
right?
You could be my Star
I'm
Wars
sick of
Outlaws.
y'all. I'm sick of y'all.
Well, you're gonna
I'm
really be
sick
sick of this next thing, because apparently Star Wars. I mean, it's a rumor. I mean, okay, it's not a rumor. Ubisoft's fucking stock plummeted. It plummeted 5%. No, 10%. It plummeted 10%, and it has dropped 30% over the last year. A lot of rumors are saying that this could be possibly because of Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not saying that it's just because of Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, come on, let's be real. It's
Oh,
been
come
a long
on.
time coming for this, because if you say it's just because of this one game, that's a problem. Like, there's a multitude of games that this
Yeah.
company has made that is dog water. Like, it's
yeah.
literal doo-doo.
Especially in
like,
recent time. I mean,
yes.
I mean, we have X Defiant, which is not doing really well.
we got
which-
the last fucking 2 fucking Far Cries. Like, I'm just I'm tapped out. I'm legitimately tapped out on Ubisoft. They keep, it's almost like that company that feels like, oh, okay, well, we're just, you like this? Hey, we're gonna give you the same game. We cookie cut it. We're gonna give you the same thing. We want you to climb this tower to figure out the map too on this game too. We're gonna make this tower climbing shit. We're gonna put it in every fucking game. And it's just like Ubisoft doesn't try. They do the same shit.
Tony's eyes have been open.
Come to
my embrace, Tony.
Hold on.
Come to my embrace, child. Yes, thank you.
I have been on this. I've hated Ubisoft for a very long time. I've hated Ubisoft since the very Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the last Assassin's Creed I've ever played. I've hated them after that. After that, it is a very long time. They don't make original.
But you're still gonna play the next Assassin's Creed, aren't you?
Hold on. To be fair, do you know the reason I'm giving them a break on certain things? Again,
he needs some free games.
I tried to shut up, Sam. Yeah, I tried to give them a break because of Prince of Persia. What is it? I tried. Prince of Persia was good, bro.
Cannot hold
was
this company
good.
up, bro.
I'm not saying that one game can hold them up, but to be legitimate, I enjoyed that game from start to finish. For it to be a side scroller, the graphics were good, the gameplay was good. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe y'all can redeem yourselves. And then you know what? It's like he said, it's like having just bad. She's gonna cheat on you, right? He's right. She was talking to me nice. Ubisoft was talking to me nice. I got with Star Wars. I got cheated on again. I was just like, you know what?
You're
I'm
gonna go
trying to
right
redeem
back. They're gonna whisper sweet nothings in your ear, bro. Be like, no, baby, baby, listen, baby, I love you.
Baby. Yeah,
You baby,
get it. I get
baby.
it.
I love you
get
to
it.
death. Like, and then
Tony,
she just gonna, and
He
she's just
meant
gonna hurt
nothing
you.
to me.
Like,
I
it's
swear.
just-
Come
oh my
back.
God, man. Like,
Just play a
bro.
couple more hours.
It's-
Just a couple more hours.
We'll go to Tatooine. We'll have a nice dinner. It's fine, Tony.
It'll
get better, baby.
You know that after you pull off all the makeup, they all look like Jabba the Hutt, right? Like, you know
God,
that, right?
We need to move on. We need.
Like, I'm just
Oh,
saying,
man.
bro. Like, do you think that Assassin's Creed? What is the new one? Shadows? Is that the new fucking Assassin's Creed?
Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
Shadows.
that gonna? You think that has the
No.
potential to save them here?
No.
No, but
I don't.
the only aspect that
It's
I
gonna
liked
be the
about what I
exact same
saw,
goddamn things,
it-
Tony.
it is.
It's gonna be the exact same goddamn.
No, but the only thing I liked about what I saw was because it reminded me of Tenchu.
So she gonna take you out to the fucking Japanese food.
Nah. See, I think what needs to
You ain't even
happen
thinking
is
about
this
the
company.
Japanese, bro. You're getting
this
Chinese
is the
takeout, and they're
burn.
fucking just putting it on a nice plate.
This this company has to burn for me to learn my lesson. It has to go away.
God.
If the company goes away, I'll stop making mistakes. But to be
Yeah,
fair,
the
like I
company
said,
ain't
I'll
never
listen to
going away.
Oh, man.
Ubisoft might go away at some point. If
It might
this
get
keeps
bought.
happening,
Yeah.
It
if
might
they
get
stock
bought,
keeps
but
plummeting,
It's not, bro. It's got Siege. Siege will keep this
Yeah.
fucking company afloat forever. And they
yeah.
will
think that
milk
one
the
game will
even
do
if
it.
fuck
Siege's
out of it. Yes.
shittiest moment will keep going.
Yes,
Mm.
Siege will keep them going forever. And I think that actively Siege is trying to fucking destroy themselves. I feel like they are legitimately trying to throw themselves into a fucking blender and they can't do it because the degenerates that keep playing that game and that love it to death, right? They keep going back to it, man. No matter
They
like
literally
they
added
will,
an operator in a wheelchair.
yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new operator that's coming out.
We'll talk
waiting
about it
for-
next week.
We're talking about it next
Yeah,
week.
we'll
'cause
talk about it next
we
week.
say that every
We'll-
time, and like Bill will be here. I
We
swear to
have,
God,
yeah.
the very first thing we're going to talk about is this new fucking operator. But yes, they added an operator that's in a wheelchair. You operate 2 robots. So it's I don't know. But anyway, they just keep going back to it. They are masochists. They are like you, Tony. They're like, but Prince of Persia was good. That game was great. Like you were good once, baby. You could be good again. And they're just like,
But-
no, they're
but she
not.
got
Yeah,
me-
I need-
she-
I
she
need an
got me
intervention.
sushi and she got me a fucking samurai sword, man. It
I
gotta
need
go
an
back to her.
intervention. I need an
Oh,
intervention. I
God
need an intervention. It's okay.
almighty. Oh man. All right. I do want to we're close to time, but we did go over. We started a little bit
Oh.
late, so I do want to make
Oh,
sure that
we
we
did, didn't we? Yeah.
we show this. Because we gotta talk about this, dude. We have to talk about this fucking this trailer. We don't normally talk about
Oh
movies.
my God,
But this
yeah.
fucking movie is coming out about a video game, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are with the Minecraft movie. Did y'all see this trailer, by the way? I know,
Yeah.
I know,
I
I
have
know,
not.
I know, Scruffy,
have
you saw
not.
it.
God,
Okay.
it is nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
It's like a
it's-
bad trip, bro. It's seriously.
100%. It's literally. I was talking to my buddies about it last night. I was talking to Shalador in my Discord about it last night. I was like, dude, it looks like a 10-year-old on like a fucking acid trip, or like a 10-year-old that had like a really bad fever dream after playing like 10 and a half hours of Minecraft straight. That's what this looks like.
Why
Jesus.
do we
It
keep
should have been animated. It should have been like cartoon animated. It should never have been this live action.
Yeah.
Why is Jason
animation.
Momoa and Jack Black? Are they
Who
on a
who
fucking?
knows,
Are they
man?
trying to
I don't
destroy their
know.
career? Are they just trying to? They're just like, I
I
don't
don't
give
know.
a fuck,
And,
man.
and honestly, I've had so much respect for like Jack Black and all of like his career, and even Borderlands. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna watch Borderlands just for Jack Black. I didn't go to see it, by the way.
It's not worth it.
I couldn't go
It's
to
not-
it.
He doesn't. He doesn't. It's,
he doesn't-
It's
he
bad.
He
can't
doesn't
save it.
redeem the movie.
He can't
He
save
doesn't.
it. Right.
He does not carry that movie at all.
and
Mm-hmm.
and even in this, like, I'm like, dude, Jack Black's gonna be Steve. Like, that sounds hilarious. That sounds awesome. Well, the way that they did this, nah, ain't no shot, dude. Like, what is this?
I'm trying. I was gonna try
it's
to get
bad.
the audio because you guys need to hear it because like he literally comes in
Yeah.
and has this like moment and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Steve. And they're like, what? You don't look anything like fucking Steve. Like
It-
I don't know, man.
It's a meme. It's just so. I don't even know,
dude, the
man.
comment
It's trying to
section
be
is fucking
stupid, funny, but
hilarious
it's
in
not.
this video,
It's-
dude. This
Yeah.
is it's like they really just gave a blue shirt to Jack Black and called this man Steve. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Man, I don't even
Uh,
know what the concept of this movie is supposed to be. I don't even know why these characters are here. Like, what is going on? What is this?
I don't get Jason Momoa. I
don't-
really
I
don't.
think it's supposed to be like
who-
Jumanji. I swear to God, I think
Is
it's
That's
supposed to
this
be
like
like
what
Jumanji.
I kind of got vibes of, but like
Is-
still,
Is Jason Momoa supposed to be like the weird uncle that's playing with his kids on Minecraft or some shit? Like, is that what this is supposed to be? I'm
I don't know.
confused.
I don't
Damn,
know.
what is he wearing, bro? I don't get it.
I don't get it, dude.
It's super
Mhm,
super fucking
It's
weird.
not. It's not for us. I don't
Yeah.
think it's being made
It's
for us.
not.
Obviously,
I-
we
I-
are not the target.
But I
demographic.
promise you, every child at home is like, Mom,
Oh,
can I go watch
100%.
this, please? I want to see
Yeah.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
All right, one last trailer, and then we're gonna go to quick hits. So the Forever Winter had a official gameplay overview trailer. This was brought to us by IGN. What is this game? I don't even know
I've
what
heard
this game
about
I'm
is.
this.
so excited
I've
for this,
seen of
man.
it.
This is a new game that's coming out here fairly quickly. It's a so it's shooter. No,
what?
it's not a looter shooter. It's a
Okay.
it's like Tarkov
An
almost.
extraction-
It's
an
a
extraction
extraction shooter. Yeah, it's an extraction shooter set in like a dystopian, like dark setting. where like these robots and like these extra dimensional beings or some shit have taken over the planet, and you are specifically a scav essentially. You're going out, you're bringing shit back, and you're using what you bring back to go out and bring more shit back. But like it does it in a way, in like the grim dark fantasy of it is really cool in my eyes. That's why I brought it up. I was like, this is my style of game. I would actually enjoy playing this, even though an extraction shooter, which I don't normally play any of. Right?
You know how
Um,
you usually tell me that games are gonna die on release?
yeah.
Um,
Your first T pre-predict? Your first T pre-predict?
Yeah, this ain't gonna do it. This
You want to
ain't
know
gonna do it.
You want to know the thing though? You want to know one thing though?
I'm
You want to know
listening.
something? If it does fail, you'll still be able to play it because they're not going to be doing like where you have to load into their servers. It's peer-to-peer servers. So
Oh,
if
that's
it does
nice.
die, you're still gonna be able to play it peer-to-peer.
That's
Fuck
nice.
you, Tony.
Damn.
This looks
Never shit on the Godfather's games. Apparently, he doesn't like it.
aesthetically. This looks like sick. It looks awesome. But
Yeah.
and this looks is this
What
like
game
early
is that this
like is this
reminds
like
me of?
alpha, beta, maybe footage?
No,
It
this
looks a
is
little rough.
early access. This is early
Early
access.
access.
So
I'm
it is
seeing
early.
some-
Yeah.
I'm
Is the
looking to
game in
notice some
early
details
access
of
right
like
now?
No, I think it's releasing in a couple, like a week, another week or so. I think it's like the 17th or the 18th. I can't remember.
the
what it was.
lighting, the animations, the characters floating over like
Yeah.
walking on certain.
So it is
elevation,
also
looks a
it
little
is
rough
like
right
the art style inside the game as well is a little like janky. It's like a cross between like almost pixelated, but at the same time not. It almost reminds me kind of like Risk of Rain 2, like that art style where it's kind of that
now.
low poly almost, but like not low poly. It still has some high fidelity stuff to it. But yeah,
So
it does look rough. I'm not saying that this is the be all end all. I'm just
Yeah.
excited to.
Okay.
It does look kind of cool to
for,
me.
for
Give
some
us some time to cook and maybe.
for some clarity, okay, it's not an extraction shooter in the sense that it's like what you're thinking of, like Tarkov, or maybe people might be thinking of like Tarkov and stuff like that. This is a co-op tactical survival horror shooter
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
go in as a
All
co-op
right,
team.
So it's more
you
like get
loot
the fuck
and
out.
then get out. Yes.
Yeah.
In the sense of
Yes,
like
I'm sorry.
it's got some elements of like Tarkov with like your stash and like what I'm
Yeah.
watching of the trailer that is on Steam. Like you put shit on your back, you can almost like what's that fucking walking? Why, dude? I'm telling you, chat. Don't drink a lot of energy drinks. Your memory will go to shit. What's that fucking walking game? That
Death
Hideo
Stranding.
Kojima, Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding.
yeah.
Yeah,
Death
you got
Stranding
it.
had where like you put more shit on your back. You can like
Okay, I take it back
y-
if it's
you know,
not an extraction
so
shooter. I
it's
take
it's
that
not
back.
extraction in the sense of like what you normally would think of an
It's
extraction shooter.
multiplayer
You
extraction
still
shooter,
have
yeah.
to go out and survive and then come back and then you get to go out and loot again. So it's kind of like it's like a co-op looter shooter with like extraction. It's like I don't know, survival element. Like I guess extraction is the
Is
right
there
word.
any
but it's
PvP or is it all versus AI?
right now it's not
No,
saying
it's
there's
all
PvP.
versus
Now
AI.
again,
okay.
It's
it
all versus
could.
AI. It's four players versus AI. I don't think that they have any intention of bringing PvP into it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it could in the future maybe, right? But like right now it definitely does not have it. I do love their marketing where on one of the things it says it's like shows this picture of like this fucking beefed up, jacked up fucking mech looking motherfucker. And he's like,
Yeah.
I figured.
Yep.
He's like, you're not this guy. And then you scroll down and
Yeah.
and it's like this old decrepit fucking motherfucker like leaned over with a backpack on that's like it's like, you're this guy. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so inside the trailer, the last little bit of it, like the last like quote inside the trailer is you're not I can't remember what the exact quote was. Shit. It's like you're not the hero of this story. You're just a fucking random guy with a bunch of shit on your back and not enough magazines not enough clips for your fucking weapon or some shit. It's
You
like
know what this
that's
game
kinda cool.
reminds me of? Generation Zero.
Yep.
Yeah, I
kinda
kind of
does.
get that.
Yep.
Yeah.
This what this game reminds me of. Generation Zero.
So-
I was looking
so
at that and I was like, cool.
The other reason why I was kind of excited for this is like the developer came out with a video basically kind of going over like what the game is, what it's about, and everything like that. They're straight out stating no pay to win. There's not going to be any way for you to be able to pay for any convenience or anything like that.
Good. There absolutely
I-
should
I
not
out-
be.
I already talked about the fact that they said that it's going to be peer to peer. So like if it does fail again, you can still play it because it's peer to peer. With
offline
the
play,
host
or
and
well, not
everything
offline
like
play,
that.
but yeah, like
Yeah, with the host and everything like that. So
individually hosted.
if it does fail and you still want to play it, it's still completely available to you for that. There was a bunch of other stuff. I just like the dudes, like the developers, like attitude behind it. He's one of those developer attitudes where they're like, fuck the rest of the gaming, space right now. Everybody wants these live service games. We don't want that. We know that our players don't want that, and we want to give our players what they want, essentially.
Well,
Right?
I'll give them credit for feeling that way. That's actually nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
So-
we've said that we want new
Looks like
variety.
their first game
so,
too.
Yeah. I'll give this
Fun,
a shot.
Fun Dog Studios.
Yeah.
No other
And it
game
it
to-
launches
on
here-
record.
on
here it is.
September 24th.
Here it is. No pay to win, no pay for characters, no pay for new maps. Everything is earned through in-game play. It's going to be releasing new maps in gray box mode, like Ready or Not did, which I was super stoked about. Ready was one of my favorite games when it came to like their early development in the gray boxes, because like I felt like a lot of their maps were actually community driven. Like they were community developed because they were gray boxes, and then the community was like, hey, what if it would be cool? It would be really cool if there was like a staircase here leading down into like a basement over here, and they were like, oh, that's a fucking dope idea. Yeah, we can slap that in really quickly, right?
Yeah.
So that's those $27 for early access, and higher price versions there is a higher price, like a $50 version, but they stayed, the developer was like completely like, don't buy that. It literally just comes with a soundtrack and artwork. If you want to buy that, that's awesome, but we don't want you to buy that.
Yeah, it looks
we would
like-
rather you buy the $27 version.
Well, yeah, it looks like MSRP is going to be $29.99 USD.
Yeah.
So, which is
For a developer to come out and tell you not to buy
fair
another
price.
version and short themselves on money,
Yeah.
that's true blue right there. I fucks with you just having that type of mindset. But that
Who else-
so
who
I'll
else
support
did
this
that?
for every winner for $29. I'll buy this.
There's been a couple of developers
Who else
that
did
there
that?
was
It was
one there was
Stellar or
one
Pal World?
recently. There was another like shooter that came out recently. I can't remember the name of it though.
Yeah.
That was stating that, but I think
That's some
that
good
one didn't turn out well. I
developers
think
that
that they
have
used
been.
AI driven stuff and
Oof.
people got pissed off at it.
You know that game
That's cool, though.
that Behavior Interactive did? I'm trying to find it. That you built the world. I own it, but I can't remember the name of it.
I
Meet Your
remember.
Maker?
I remember what
Shot
you
to shit. Meet Your Maker. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what? This makes me think of like, hey, like what, like another part of what Meet Your Maker could have been. Like, hey, we
Yeah.
develop these worlds, these maps, and then you as another player with a team go in.
I think this would
shooting-
have been a better option. For
Yeah,
Meet
and,
Your
like,
Maker, honestly,
I
with
think that
how
would have
they-
been
with
cool,
how
like
they
a-
built it.
yeah, like an asymmetrical thing, like even allowing it, like I hope that this developer gives community like the ability for people to make community maps. Like I think that would be really fucking cool. And do all that. So there you go,
Awesome.
Forever Winner. That is it. All right, chat. We are on to the last segment, and then we're gonna wrap it up, which is our quick hits. And these are articles that we deem kind of worthy to just like mention, but not necessarily go super in depth. Risk of Rain devs unfortunately is canceling their current project, and they are jumping ship to go to Valve.
Well, some of them,
Some-
not
okay, some
all
of
of
them,
them. Sorry, I didn't type that in. Yeah, some of the Risk of Rain developers are basically leaving the actual development studio and moving to Valve, which is sunsetting a specific like a soon to come thing that the Risk of Rain developers were doing. Sorry, I forgot to add that in there. That was my fault.
And I just asked for one fucking thing. Jesus. All right. We talked about
You
X
should
Defiant.
fuck it.
X Defiant being on its last leg, season 3. Seems to be a make it or break it for this game. I don't think it's going to happen.
PP predicts
Helldivers
gonna-
2's long-awaited third enemy faction briefly appears on an in-game map. Bud
Studio.
Bud.
man.
This says
Studio
Bud. But
dismissed.
Studio dismisses sightings as fake news.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one thing that the Helldivers does. I know these are supposed to be quick hits, but just a little context. So a lot of times when like bugs happen like that, they'll like in game they'll talk to the community through like their like command, like high command, and they'll be like, "Don't believe that. That's fucking bot sympathizers trying to fuck with
hearsay."
people." Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Jesus Christ.
fake news.
I'm going super political with it. Got it. All right, cool. In No Trade, the last song is delayed indefinitely on Xbox as a dev says it's being ignored by Microsoft. So just continuing the Microsoft trend of
Yeah.
going down the shitter. RuneScape is increasing its membership subscription cost and players aren't happy. I didn't even know RuneScape still had a subscription cost. I thought that shit was free.
It's
Well, it is.
Nope.
I think it's like a premium subscription.
they
like
they
it's-
have free to play model, but the premium
Yeah.
the
For
premium
God's
subscription
sake, the game
does
has been out for
offer some stuff.
fucking 400 years. I think a
Yeah.
price
And
increase is
and it's
fucking
crazy.
K.
I know.
And it's
that's
crazy
kinda
because
wild.
it's like $11. They're increasing it from like $11 or $12 to like
I-
15, and like
what?
the yearly's going from like $70 to like 99.
I mean,
I thought it was only like $1.50 increase.
whatever.
I
Either
can't
way,
remember
for
what it
fuck's
was.
sake, man, the
Either
game's
way,
been out
for-
forever.
yeah.
All right.
Union
Union-
$12.50 per month to $13.99.
Okay, I thought it was like 15. I know the
you were
yearly
right.
subscription is like 99.
$80 to $100 annually.
Yeah.
Rusty.
Union staff at Call of Duty developer Raven Studios, Raven Software files for bad faith bargaining complaint against Activision and Microsoft. Spectre Divide, which is Shroud's game, immediately came under fire because it launched with an outrageous $90 gun skin out of the gate, which only makes
Bro.
its broken matchmaking more annoying. On
I
top of
played
that,
that
they are
too. I-
reverting it. They are reverting
I
it.
played-
They're walking that back.
The $90
Well, you know,
gun
yeah.
skin
Yes.
is
they-
ridiculous. We were looking
he
at that
had
in the
to-
store. I'm like, holy, that's worse than Valorant, bro.
I mean, he had to try and make a little bit of money off of fucking people because he just pushed all of his fucking hype to fucking
Deadlock.
Valve and they're
To Deadlock. I'm
gonna try to get some footage for Spectre Divide for next week for you guys.
Yep. Tony was going to play that game, but can't play that game because he has to play it on mouse and fucking keyboard. So he won't.
I
play that game.
thought he was going to go on a date to like the planet of Hoth.
Now you
With
know
his-
if
his new
if
girlfriend.
if Ubisoft made that game, Tony would be all about it though.
Fuck
true.
out of here.
Oh God. And to wrap
God.
it all up, which I don't think this is a fucking shocker, but Bethesda wants Starfield to be Skyrim. Go fuck yourself. It's not going to
That's
happen.
never gonna happen.
All right.
No.
That
So
is
does that mean that they
it.
wanted to re-release 80 million times or to be able to be played on a fucking
Both. Both. They
Yes.
just wanted they
The
wanted to
answer
be
is
able to be
yes.
played on a fucking refrigerator. Yeah. So all right. We'll chat. That is it. Episode 135 is wrapped up and done. Next week we will have the full crew with myself, Scruffy, Enigma, which is
that's
apparently
what we should
becoming the
call him
fucking
Let's not repeat
Godfather.
that multiple times, please.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Tony and Bill will all be here on next week's cast. For everybody that showed up, also again for all of the new subscribers, we got to 308. Fucking let's go. Let's keep pumping
Hell
those numbers
yeah.
up.
Yes.
Please make sure that you go
Yup.
out there and hit the subscribe button over on YouTube, which you can get us at Pre-Patch Podcast. You can go over to Twitch, find us there. Any of your podcasting apps.
Come on.
You can go to Spotify. You can fucking find us on TikTok. We're on
Seriously,
Facebook.
tell
apparently.
everybody. Tell everybody.
Literally,
About us. Tell your
yeah.
mama. Tell your papa. Tell
Absolutely,
your pastor. Tell
yeah.
your therapist.
We're
tell
like
your dog.
Skyrim. Put us on your
You know,
refrigerator. We can play
seriously.
anywhere. So, but y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. We'll catch you guys next week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Pre-Patch Podcast channel. We out. Bye.
Peace out.
Doses.
Later.